then starts again. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Come play the necromantic way. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Get killed for free, resurrect today. Sign your corpse at the sound of the tone. Kathleen welcomes you to the Bone Zone. Spin the wheel of how did I die? Was it poison blades or a ghoul nearby? Win fabulous prizes, a ribcage hat, a femur, a flute, a dancing undead. Don't you love the spooky thrill? You can volunteer or I can kill. Either way, it's all the same. You'll rise again, improved by pain. Don't fear the dark, don't fear your doom. I'll tuck you snug in your tomb, then snap your back. New bone, new tone, ready to serve in my cobblestone throne. Welcome to the Bone Zone, where dying's just the entry fee. Welcome to the Bone Zone, where skeletons dance professionally. Just sign your spine on the mercy loan. Kathleen welcomes you to the Bone Zone. Oh, darling, come closer. Yes, there. See this scythe? It's purely for flair. Necromancers don't kill. We pre-adjust. A bit of death, a bit of trust. You'll be fine. Probably, maybe. Okay. No, but it's reversible. Probably. Rise, rise, join my undead prize. Mars, 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 till your joints go starved. Serve in eternal bone reserve. With calls, obey the tone. Come on down to the Bone Zone. Welcome to the Bone Zone. You'll laugh, you'll scream, you'll moan. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Your corpse has never felt this at home. Once you're dead, you'll never be alone. Kathleen claims you in the Bone Zone. One little death and you're good as new. If you survive, take home a skull or two. Thanks for visiting.
Guys, Sky literally has a LinkedIn. His like he all of his stuff is there. Like y'all are funny. He literally doxed him. He literally doxed his mother. Okay, like
Yeah,
her
like,
name
Sky
is
Freeman
the
is
same.
legit
It's
his
crazy.
username.
Because like the thing is they were testing the security features, yeah, and he's like, oh shit, we should let him know he might get doxed. I'm like, by who? By you and me? We're not gonna dox the guy, and I highly doubt he's gonna dox me. I understand telling them, but we haven't made this live, so no one can see it. Hell, I don't think he's hell, I don't think he's accepted your link, dude. I don't think he's accepted your link because I've been looking through all the user accounts. His name has never been there. So technically he can't dox us and we can't. I'm saying he can't dox us and you can't dox him because he isn't even on the list. He hasn't accepted the release.
Yeah, he just clicked it and requested
Oh, you mean future? Well, to be fair, if he clicks it, no, if he saves it, it's still safe. Because he clicks it and requests editor rights, we have to approve it, we can decline it and then tell him, hold on. So technically he would be safe regardless, so...
It's fine either way.
One on the bottom right is you fix that one up that I've initially created, didn't I?
Have you ran these settings?
No, I can't. That's the thing, I don't think I can. I don't think I have access to doing those deep settings like that. Because I literally click on it and I don't get access to those settings at all.
Bottom left, it looks like you're getting some shit. Then she's like, oh
That looks like a Tommy style. Might be wrong, but that definitely looks like a Tommy.
Oh, hello.
They're really quiet on my end. They're gonna find out how to boost you up.
Function
So the other option is to turn YouTube down and then jack up Discord. Holy shit, that's a delay. That's like 10, 15 seconds.
Only love the Lord no more. Take my pride to the grave without ghost. I know I can be so in the light where I like to keep my heart. No more grace, no bark. Like to lift the broken from the start. So deep inside his time to roll the dice. You know I'm the type to risk my life. Not afraid to die. To show his love. To pay the price. All up on his glory. Do just what he said. I'm a straight up virtue. Straight up virtue. Yeah. Full of grace. Yeah. Full of grace. Straight up virtue. Straight up virtue. Yeah. Full of grace. Yeah. Full of grace. I'm alive.
Okay. Because I'm trying to figure out how to get it so that the YouTube playing doesn't come through my mic because I'm not wearing headphones. Yeah, if you're sharing the screen, because I can hear you through Discord, right? God, that delay is just crazy. With me. No fear, no shame. Listen to your heart go. Well, at least this way I can react to the view in Discord instead of the one on YouTube. And that way there won't be the delay between one and me. Well, it's certainly not 15 seconds behind, that's for sure. Yeah, those are the only two that I've put on Rumble. And all the other ones on my YouTube channel are all 15 years old and deal with completely unrelated stuff. So, I mean, you can watch them if you want, but do you really want to watch a Siege of Orgrimmar raid video? Well, a lot of the times we didn't, so there's a lot of blooper videos in there. There's probably my favorite one was we were fighting the twin shamans right in front of Gromish Hold or whatever, and we were up in one corner and my healer decided to monk roll herself right off the cliff and we ended up wiping because she just anyway, you'd have to watch it. But yeah, I just put them on Rumble because A, I have a Rumble, and two, Rumble isn't censorious like YouTube is. So if you want to do the Rumble version, go for it. But you know, do you multi-stream to Twitch and Kick and that stuff too, or is it just YouTube? Okay, well, in that case, you should be fine because I mean, Eustace did the tranny version yesterday, and nothing seems to have happened to him. Don't tempt fate. It takes a Well, long story short is I have a big brain and very small hands. And the problem is that I've never really had the time or the opportunity to develop artistic skills in like the production of art. So I play a little bit of piano and I can draw stick figures and that kind of thing, but I've never really become a pianist or become a painter and that kind of thing. So I've always looked for tools that could help me tell stories in a visual medium that isn't just like writing them down in narratives. So I used to you do sprite comics. You guys know what sprites are? I used to make t um like web comics with sprites and you know illustrate stories that I'd written or events that had occurred on the message boards we were on, that kind of stuff. So
Sounds
then when I saw
interesting.
that these AI tools were coming out and being removing the gates, making it more accessible for people who hadn't developed the practical artistic skills but still had like a creative vision, I decided to look into it. And what you see there are the two items that I've produced in the last 2 months.
All right, all right. Do you think that the onset of AI would help you get back into like making more of these comics and stuff like that?
Maybe, I don't know. Uh, YouTube says they can't hear you.
I had to go in and reset my my defaults because I reinstalled the Razer fucking Chroma software like right before I fucking started stream, so all of my shit was a little discombobulated. Should be able to hear it. I have I have a feed on my OBS, so hopefully they're able to hear it. If not, I don't know. All right, so Gleeman says you can hear, so
I got the thumbs up. Yay. Anyway, sorry, what was the question?
fuck.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is I've got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pages of narrative that I've written and are sitting on a folder, on a thumb drive kind of thing. So I have considered using AI to sort of animate or storyboard the narratives that I've written, but I'm not skilled enough with the AI yet. So um, before I actually dedicate a lot of time to doing a major project, I'm just playing around with the little stuff to learn how to do it well.
How
And
how deep into the Skynet Discord are you?
it's very busy. I don't spend a lot of time there.
There.
I'm out of uh, town for work for half the week, usually 5-6 days sometimes.
Let's see.
So I come back and there's 16,000 new messages, and I just and like I was in general today, and it was just page after page after page of gifts, and I'm just like, there's nothing here for me to talk to or about. So
Whoa.
I tend to stay either in Keynes or Ovted servers because they're smaller. They have fewer people, and it's more of a everyone knows everyone else's name. So
Well, the whole
that's where
thing
it's
of the Skynet server is for it to be a AI animation and innovation collective, right? So like we're all kind of like working together to learn and figure out new things, and we collectively kind of add like assets and prompts and stuff into the I guess I would call it like the horde, the treasure trove of like AI bullshit that we all produce. Yeah, like general chat and like all the text and voice chats are gonna be noisy, but all the gold of the server is in like the assets and categories and shit like that, where you can go through and like see the prompts and like generations and like character palettes and stuff that people have made. It's a really useful server. With lots of like really talented people to talk to, big creators.
Well, I agree. It's the character template section is probably the best place on that server so far that I've been able to find, because trying to tell an AI how to animate Rivunami is just crazy unless you can say, this is what she looks like.
And up until we get Neuralink and we're able to just like think what we want, like AI is going to be a little finicky for sure.
Could you imagine Neuralink and then it just like broadcasts your mind thoughts of what you think people look like?
Man,
perception is reality, right?
I would be in so much trouble. My whole broadcast would just be like, damn, I should kill this motherfucker. I'm just at McDonald's getting a fucking McFlurry or something, and I'm just like, man, I should hop the counter and just fucking doink this waitress. It's just me. I have really stupid, intrusive thoughts. Good thing they never win.
It's what self-control is all about, right?
And we're all monsters on the inside. It's the outside white knight that keeps it in check. Anyway, rolling on. We're gonna watch the Campfire Calls, his first video, and then we're gonna watch Avenue Q Wasn't Wrong, the second video. And by the way, I'm sure everybody in chat knows, but this glorious motherfucker with the stogie in his mouth is the one, the only, the Angry Duck. Not even logged in.
It's fun. The YouTube version is the one that I care about.
Branches claw the sky, black and bare. Footsteps swallowed by the fog-choked air. Eyes in the gloom, unblinking bright. Hunger carved in every stripe of night. Mist twists like fingers around my throat. Lost in the endless whispering code. Heart hammers loud, but the forest eats sound. Every shadow, a mouth coming down. No path, no dawn, just decay.
quick pause. What the fuck are those things?
They're like a representation of the monsters in the dark.
Gotcha. I just wasn't sure if they were supposed to be like anything specific because they kind of remind me of something, but I can't put my finger on it.
No, it's a you know how the sort of tentacles of the liberal hive mind has kind of been running through the Skybros community as a metaphor for you know all that Epstein and WEF and Quango bullshit. Those are Quango monsters, or at least that was my interpretation of that idea before the term Quango was coined.
Quango is the best slur.
The whole point of the video is that everyone. We can talk about it when it's over.
Takes a branch from the fire, shows me how. The sun travels easy, hungry for more. One light begets light on this shadowed shore. I rise with the torch, heat at my palm. Step back to the woods, no longer alarmed. The campfire calls to us, but we answer in kind we must. A campfire.
Flip being like 80 years old here is like fucking hilarious, by the way.
Carry out where the monsters roam. How can you not stand with embers in hand, with fire in your veins? How can you not stand and burn back the night, break the chains? A campfire light of your own. How can you not stay? I can't fire your calls, and we cold. How can you not stand? How can you not stand?
What's bizarre is, Don, but I'll prove.
Bill Maher. Shit. But yeah, so you know, go into a little detail and fucking explain what we just saw from you.
Okay, so one of the big issues that a lot of people have been dealing with on the interwebs for the last 5-10 years has been this sort of isolation, the cancel culture, the sort of if you have a bad opinion, you get pushed away, nobody wants to talk to you, you know. And the internet has kind of become this sort of police agency for the right thinkers, the people who have the proper opinions. And because of that, it makes it really hard for people who are dissenting to that sort of worldview to interact with one another. They get kicked out of groups. They get, you know, if you don't buy into the gay race communism bullshit, you get, you know, kicked off of platforms. You get isolated. Your voice can't be heard. You don't get to hear other people. And you've seen it been happening for about 15 years. I think the first one that I really noticed was when Stefan Molyneux got his entire online presence just nuked because he had the audacity to say, hey man, in general, white people tend to be smarter than black people, but they're also dumber than Asian people. What are you going to do? Anyway, so long story short, the whole point of the video is that I have noticed that the campfire as a metaphor has been giving all of these sort of disparate voices a place where they can interact with one another. And that's why you tend to see quite often a wide variety of disparate but dissenting opinions in the Skybros community. You have Christian nationalists like Feeble. You've got wild anarchists. You've got gun tubers. You've got basically everybody who's not a gay race communist, and they disagree wildly with each other, but they all agree in the fact that, hey man, don't touch kids, say what you want, and those sort of like underlying values kind of unite everyone around the campfire. And we like to pretend that it's, we just playing with videos. Look, it's a dunce cat who's joking about stuff. But that's just the surface level. It's far more important, more meaningful than that. And so the whole point of the video was that these people who are isolated and lost, they're in the dark woods where the mist is hiding them from everyone, where in the mist are the monsters that are trying to keep you away from like-minded individuals, to keep you isolated so you can't become a group that can challenge them. And then, in the darkness, being chased by monsters, scared and alone, you see a glow in the distance, shining through the mist. And that's the campfire. And that's kind of the whole point, is that now that you're at the campfire, you realize you're not the only one. There are other people out there. And it gives you the courage, it gives you the fortitude, the dedication, the perseverance to take that little campfire light back out into the darkness to find other people who are also lost and alone. And you're carrying that campfire with you. And that's why at the end of the video, you see little bursts of light all throughout the mist, is because the campfire is spreading. And it's overwhelming the gay race communists. Or will, hopefully, eventually, in the, end.
I see. It's honestly a really artistic and introspective way to kind of convey all that. And like, I'm glad that you kind of see through the surface level of just making goofy videos and being clowns. Like, the Skynet community is definitely a lot more than just that. Like you said, it's essentially a rallying point. It is a beacon for all people who kind of agree to disagree, but don't agree with the commies to gather up, right? And like you said, there's more people out there that haven't found the campfire yet. There's always people out there lost in the woods. And as bearers of the torch, carriers of the campfire, it's our job to go out there and kind of collect these people and show them to the campfire, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's really, really good, kind of like a mind to medium translation there. I like that a lot.
And we couldn't have done it without Grok.
Grok and old boy Skybrows. Alright, let's go to Avenue Q, because honestly, like, I'm sure a lot of you motherfuckers know that I'm like kind of like halfway QAnon. So like, honestly, this kind of piques my interest a little bit.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with QAnon.
No?
No. Avenue Q was a stage play that was sort of like a parody of Sesame Street. If you know Avenue Q, you'll recognize the theme throughout the story.
I'm fucking retarded. I've never heard of Avenue Q.
That's okay. It's from like 15 years ago. And it was a stage play. If you didn't hear about it while it was going on, you probably never would.
Back in the 60s, Cold War fears ran high. Packet switching dreamed up so networks wouldn't die. Up and it sparked in 69. 4 nodes connected tight. First message was hello. Logan failed that night. And 70s protocols started to align. TCP/IP in 83 made it all combined. 100 years ago we taught a rock to do math. And ARPANET saw TCP/IP and said you're the path. Berners-Lee in 89, hyperlinks in flight. Cat videos and memes keep us scrolling all night. Sorry, it's not a truck, it's all a bunch of tubes. And people flood them full with pictures of boobs. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is, they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. Men being abused and feminists don't care. Their claim of equality shown as hot air. Violence against children is what gets them wet. JTO asks, have you signed the petition yet? Admit women hit.
Goofy, stupid pause, but is the whole like the internet is for porn like meme from Avenue Q or?
Yeah, they had a whole stage play called "The Internet Is for Porn," and I don't know, it's like a 10-minute video of Muppets arguing each other about porn and the internet and what it's used for. By the way, you stopped your screen share.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize it stopped. Let me put that back up. The only reason I know of that is from WoW, like
yeah, the thing that Oxhorn did, the Internet Is for Porn video, is directly lifts the audio from the Avenue Q stage play.
I see. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Like 15 years ago, I was 15 years old, so like a lot of like some of the shit like kind of went over my head a little bit.
Men and they'll kill your dog. Ask Earl Silverman about his last monologue. Honey badgers roar cause men are dismissed. Then red pill dropped and Cassie J's pissed. Molly Nook protects them by telling the truth. And home math over here, a relationship sleuth. And Rollo shows up and everything switches from men to people to bank slots get riches. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is, they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. Religion had a stranglehold on mankind's thoughts. Then the four horsemen rode in and took their shots. Dennett claims the mind, Hitchin spits the bile. Dawkins owns the body, Harris wears the smile. Then TJ Kirk and Matt Dillahunty took the philosophy and turned it all cunty. Rants in the basement, calls on the screen. Atheism went loud and lost all its sheen. From strong reason and good evidence, from skepticism and the irreverence, to echo chambers and online swamis, the anti-God clowns all turned out to be commies. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is, they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. With a voice like a bear and a mind like a shark. Undoom exposes stupidity with a side order of snark. Metoker mocking grifters love cows and troons, but under it all is a serious concern. Blair White shows that not all trannies are troons. Nick Rikita shows that even lawyers are goons. Benny Shaps and the Godkin are taking culture back. Brett Cooper is the Zoomer queen and she doesn't slack. Tom McDonald sings fights and prays for the left. Disaffected Tim Pool and his chicken so deaf. Politics is downstream of culture, they say. So along comes Skybrows to save the day. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. Porn means too much, that's the only rule. Started with sex, now it's anything cruel. Food porn, drools, torture porn, chills the bone. Car porn, revs, luxury porn takes the throne. Gore porn, loops, true crime porn feeds the fear. House porn, taunts with rooms we'll never near. Fitness porn, mocks, drama porn, pulls the strings. The net serves it all. No limits, no kings. Pick your poison, scroll till your eyes go numb. Every excess vein, the algorithm's got some. Gratuitous forever, no end in view. Internet porn, it's whatever you do. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw.
So honestly, that went pretty hard, man. Like, I kind of liked everything about that one. My favorite kind of instances when you just kind of like went off the rails and called like every bit of like thing that you see on social media like kind of straight up porn, whether it be like fitness mentality or luxury fake living in houses, like anything that you see on social media that's like, look at this is what you could have. It's essentially porn, which is like honestly big brained as fuck.
Yeah, it's that sort of cheap, meaningless dopamine hit that people chase all the time, that social media specifically trains people to chase, like the TikTok meme thing, right? Like that's why people, they can't watch a TV show. You try to get somebody to pay attention to something for longer than 10 minutes and they can't do it. They get bored. They have to start playing on their phone because they've been trained to accept input in 30-second snippets and they just don't have the mental capacity to do it anymore.
Exactly. So, that being said, go ahead and give a more like overarching kind of breakdown as to what you were trying to achieve and convey with this one.
So initially, I wanted the video to be more about sort of like the evolution of subcultures on the internet, of the way that initially they tend to start out as, we're a group of people, we have a problem we want to solve, we have a message we want to tell, and it's wholesome and it's cooperative and people get together and they share their ideas and they build a community. And then the gay race communists show up and fucking ruin everything. And early on it was with sort of like men's rights, right? That was really big in the late 90s, early 2000s. And you had people like, Karen Strawn and John the Other and Warren Farrell and Camille Paglia and sort of like these big names that were feminists, but they were like the original form, the sort of like the idea that you shouldn't be making special determinations based on sex, and they were seeing these disparities between men and women, and because their principle was gender equality, they wanted to deal with problems that men were facing as well. And the sort of radical feminists who thought that, the female supremacists of the group chased them out of the thing, turn them all, like Cassie J is a perfect example. If you know the story of Cassie J, She was a hardcore feminist. She did feminist propaganda. She did all these feminist videos about domestic violence and all that kind of stuff. And then she decided, what's with all these incels online and this red pill that they're talking about? And so she went and did a documentary about the men's rights movement that was growing up in the early 2000s. And she treated them fairly and gave them a really a sort of fair assessment. And when she released the video, the entire ecosystem of feminism that was supporting her just disappeared. They started attacking her. They started fighting her funding. They tried to get her banned off of places. And she realized that the feminist machine is not about equality. It's never been about equality. That's the lie that they tell you. And that's the perfect example of the thing. Atheism had the same problem. You initially had the Four Horsemen who were trying to reinstill the idea of critical thinking into people. To say, hey, just because it's in a book doesn't mean it's real. Think about what you read. And then, you know, it got co-opted by the sort of anti-God people who, you know, turned the movement into a let's shit on Christians, let's shit on Muslims, let's shit on Jews, and fight for our glorious secular, you know, utopia. You know, and every sort of subculture has to deal with that, right? And that's the downside of the internet. The upside, everyone has a voice. Downside, everyone has a voice.
Exactly. Universal suffrage was a fucking mistake. But no, like honestly, I get like almost all of that, man. Like every single you know like movement, like feminism or atheism, like all those shits have just been co-opted by you know, like the gay race commies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why now people just they just scroll and they want to click like on when they hear somebody say something they want to hear. You know what I mean? It's like, what's the phrase? They don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth.
Yeah,
that's what it's like.
They've effectively just kind of divided everybody up into all these different little subcategories and put everybody in all these little boxes to where like they only hear the things that they approve of, and it has not been good for the intellectual.
That's the whole echo chamber problem. That's, like I said, that's the downside of having sort of insular communities on the internet, is you get to have all these people who want to fuck toasters, and they get into a group, and when they're out in the world, they go, "Hey man, I want to fuck toasters," and everyone around them goes, "You're kind of weird. You go away. You can fuck toasters in your basement." But then they go online and they go to Reddit and they find /r toaster fuckers, and they find hashtag, you know, burn my bread, and they have a whole community where they reinforce each other with this toaster fucking nonsense. And that's how you end up with people who legitimately think a 3-year-old could be a tranny.
Yep. Definitely, not all things should have been accepted or coddled, that's for sure. It was definitely a slippery slope. It started with, you know, feminism and gay marriage, and just spiraled to maybe pedophiles are a sexual orientation and not a fucking mental disease and needs to be put down and buried under your local prison.
Yeah, I remember back when gay marriage was really being talked about, and I heard all the reactionaries going, "Oh, you don't understand. You legalized, you legitimized gay marriage, and you're going to have them teaching 10-year-olds how to have gay sex." And then people, of course, were like, "That's ridiculous. Don't be like that."
Now here we are,
And
where they're teaching kids how to have fucking anal sex and use dildos in school.
they have grinder instruction manuals in elementary schools. When I was younger, I used to have several gay friends, and this was back before the acceptance of sort of legitimization of gay relationships. And one of the things that they consistently said was, "We don't want special rights. We just want equal rights. Being gay shouldn't matter when it comes to things like marriage or laws or inheritance. It's irrelevant. It's the relationship that's important, right?" And that's why for a long time, for a lot of the times, they were like, "We're not interested in all that gay pride shit and wandering around downtown with my dick hanging out." That's not what being gay is about, right? 10 years, 15 years later, fast forward, and now they're all fucking gay race communist furries. And I'm just like how does that guy who goes from saying being gay doesn't matter to go to being the guy who thinks that being gay is the only thing that matters? Like, I don't understand that mentality.
Because I think the thing was like the freedom of expression and safety within it. They were saying what they thought they were gonna be able to get away with saying, right? And now that the metaphorical noose around their necks has loosened substantially, they think they can get away with saying even more extreme shit. The thing is like I've never really had a problem with gay people, but like in my mind, being gay has always been kind of like rooted in some sort of like degeneracy. Like it's not like, I don't want to say normal, but like it's not really something you're like supposed to do. But I mean, that just comes from my Christian upbringing, though. Like we were always taught that it was just wrong. We were brought up on Sodom and Gomorrah, and if you diddle somebody's butthole, you get turned into pillars of salt, and your city gets nuked by God. So.
See, I'm an atheist, so I don't have any of that sort of theological context around that. To me, homosexuality is just, I like gingers, I don't like black girls. I presume for gays, it's the same thing. I don't like guys. They don't like girls. It's that simple in my mind. Because that's why the LGB is sort of like the legitimate part of the Rainbow Coalition, and that TQ plus bullshit, that's all the fucking political nonsense that just needs to be jackhammered off into the wood chipper. And I don't know. It's one of those things where what you like versus how you behave, right? Like the Christians like to say, hate the sin, not the sinner, right?
For the most part, I just want to preface too that I'm not like well, I do consider myself Christian, but I'm not like evangelical, right? Like I'm not gonna like testify and go off on people for certain shit. Like I have my own beliefs and I keep it like close to my chest. It's just like I'm not really gonna go off on it like Feeble would or anybody like that.
Well, that's fine. That wasn't my implication. I'm just saying that my context is different than yours.
For sure. And that's the thing, dude, is like I don't really mind gay people. Like it's just like it's the whole slippery slope argument. Like I said, like the noose got loosened and they thought they could get away with a lot more than what they were originally allotted. So like bring back shame, bring back consequences, and things just kind of go right back to normal,
Yeah, pretty much. I got basically two rules when it comes to all that, specifically for the tranny shit. A, don't expect me to participate in your delusion.
Yes.
And two, stay away from kids.
Exactly.
And I think those rules apply for pretty much anything, right?
Exactly. Did I disconnect here?
No.
Oh.
YouTube's just way behind.
Not even playing anything. I had like a really weird audio drop. Alright. Speaking of YouTube, now is probably a good time to segue into the normal reaction block for the morning. Now, generally, kind of like what I do is like I'll watch everybody's like AI stuff and react to it that way. You're welcome to hang around and like react to shit like if you want to. Like I have no problem with you at all hanging out on the stream for like the entirety of it if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do. But I will disappear and grab a glass of water because
I feel that.
Just make sure you do Meowtopia. No, Meowpatra. Gotta do Meowpatra.
Yeah, it's on the list.
And your screen still isn't being shared through Discord. I don't know if that matters or not, but I can hear you fine, but I can't see anything.
Yeah, I'll have to fix that. I don't know what he's talking
Alright,
about.
I am back.
Is the feed up for you? Because it's up for me.
No, it just shows your icon. It's just a blank gray screen with your icon in the middle. There's no actual screen being shared.
How about now?
Nope, still same thing. Just a gray screen with your icon in the middle.
Is there a button for you to press to turn the screen on, perchance?
There wasn't last time. It just started working, but I don't see anything.
I don't know what's going on with that, because it's up on my end.
It's fine. I can. I know most of the videos, so, and I can see roughly where we are through YouTube.
All right. First one we're gonna do is by Taro Dravenox. It's called "Forever the Skybros," a Skybrows tribute. Generally, I share all these on X, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'll just go in after the stream and go through my history and share it all after, because it'll take forever if I sit here and fucking share every one of these on X.
Just share the playlist.
Playlist is a lot longer than just these videos. Does give me a good idea. Maybe I should just like have a morning playlist.
When the world turns cold and gray, we light in the darkest night. When one falls down, we all unite. Skyborough's rising in the light. Through the storm, we never slow. Every star begins to glow. Side by side, wherever we go, forever we are. Skyboroughs.
Right, so first off, that one was pretty cool. The song was really touching. I like how this guy put some respect on my name and gave me my Burger King crown. I like that. Shout out to my boy Roboticus Prime. Like, I love seeing you get cameos.
Can you explain the Burger King thing that's before or after my time?
Oh my god. So, essentially there was like this instance of a dude on a plane, and he was just getting bothered by this black lady, and this was all recorded, by the way, and he just goes off and starts calling her the N-word, and he's like, get this nigger bitch off the plane, blah 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 blah. It was a meme at first, but now the Burger King crown is just kind of like a meme symbol of being based.
So it's kind of like the blunt and the sunglasses from Being a Boss.
Yeah, essentially, it's just meme wear. A funny way to signify that you're based.
Okay.
One critique that I have on some of these videos is that, like, you guys leave a lot of, like, dead air animation, right? Like, some of the weird, like, just reset poses where they, like, just kind of snap back into sitting straight up, or looking in a random direction, or standing still staring at the camera. You guys should really, like...
Yeah, I try to...
What's that?
When I generate clips, generally, I'll notice that the reference image is the very first frame, and then it morphs into whatever you ask Grok to make it do. And so you usually have to cut off the first 5 frames and the last 5 frames or whatever to get the sequence to be right. A lot of this is editing, because the generations are rarely perfect.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like that one scene with the wind blew away the dust
Yeah.
of the atheist symbol, to see that was the only generation from that entire thing that came out the first try. Everything else took multiple tries. And I still messed up. Like fucking TJ Kirk's finger. Just fingering you with the index finger, and I didn't notice it until I'd been live for 3 days. So
it's like that sometimes.
Editing is really, really important, and you can really see the difference in quality, video quality, when somebody has edited their stuff well.
Yes, for sure. Like the generations are important, and it's good to kind of get like as close as you want to what you're trying to achieve. But like editing is king. Like the better you are at editing, the better things will come out.
Machine, neon screens.
One is,
I haven't tried doing.
What's that?
I haven't tried doing one of these master, like these generations that have 20 or 30 characters in it yet. I can just imagine that it's paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of prompting to get something like that to work.
Like generally, like the way people get shit like that done is it's a really low intensity image. Like they're not really doing shit, and it's mostly baked off of a reference image. Like the dumb shit that I do to get stuff like that is like I will literally cut out everybody and like sticker book them onto a like a Microsoft Paint background, and then just like run it through Grok and be like put them in this setting, blah 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 blah, and then like you can kind of like individually tweak the characters as you go to kind of come up with whatever reference image you want to start with for the video generation. It's a lot of pre-editing. This next video is by Smokey Fox, called All Your Base. No idea who this person is. They just kind of like hit me up and were like, hey, watch my video. So I was like, sure, whatever.
Machine, Neon screams, endless streams, machines riding dreams, machine. Our numbers in a database, a nameless face made of code. Lines of code in the midnight glow, songs and stories in a data flow. Fast production, endless supply, but you can't teach a circuit. Why? Oh man, all your bass all belong to us. All your bass, they belong to us. Echo in the wires, echo in the dust. Bass. All your bass all belong to us. All your bass all belong to us. Paintings in a second, poems in a flash, ideas stacked in a server cache. Flash. Some are gold, some fall flat. Copy, paste, imagine. Copy. Machines can mimic every style, every beat and every file. But they need a hand to light the fuse, a human mind to break the rules. Who man? All your bass I belong to us. Heavy top blue, all your bass I belong to us. Heavy top blue, they belong to us. Bass. All your bass all belong to us. Machines can build the sound, but they don't feel the ground. Yet in for a penny, in for a pound. Machines can build the sound. Machine. They mirror what we give them. They don't know why we sing.
What's up, Jaded Vet? How you doing?
The soul still lives in us.
Was that Andrew Tate eating the blue pill?
Yeah.
All your bass all belong to us. All your bass all belong to us.
Honestly, this one was pretty entertaining. Like, I'll be real. Some of the generations were a little goofy. Like, I always say that you gotta do a little bit more with your characters and just have them walk toward the screen or float toward the screen. But, they make up for it with, some okay editing, and, the subject matter of the video is just fucking great. I like it.
And is it even a Skybros video if Nailith isn't snacking?
For sure, like, the man needs his snacks. Have you seen his most recent one, Duck?
Snack Pack 3? I think I watched it once, but I'm gonna have to watch it again.
It's so funny.
That's the one where he's eating all the people that he's chasing down and eating the world and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like a goofy little J-pop song or something, and he's just eating everybody.
That's probably my favorite part about Nailith is that, you know, he took the joke and ran with it, right? And that's what I love about this community is that we can tease each other, and instead of being butthurt, they kind of play into it, and that's how you do. Like the Crybrows, perfect example. That's the energy that this community has.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was taking like a legitimate dig and then making a gigantic meme out of it. And like, you know, the thing is like the respect was so radiant there that like even Pippa herself was like, you know what? All right. it was
Did
great.
Pippa like react to it at all? I don't follow her very much.
I don't think she reacted directly to the video, but there was actually like an X conversation between her and Skybrows like after he had posted it, and it had got so much traffic she literally was like, you know what, you don't even really seem like all that bad of a dude. And Skybrows was like, yeah, no hate here. Like I love you. Like you're cool. They talked for a little bit in the thread, and that was it. There's no ill will. Everybody's cool. It was funny.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Pippa post where she goes, "You seem kind of like a chill dude," and everybody's like, "He is. We love you."
Yeah. Doing Digger
I just
Bane,
think that
welcome
Pippa
in.
often gets targeted for a lot of harassment. So I think maybe when somebody drops a diss track for her, she assumes that it's actually trying to clout chase or whatever.
She took that one with grace. I hope she actually just took the time to watch it. Like even if she doesn't like publicly react to it, I just hope she watched it at some point.
Because it's filled with deep lore, like deep Pippa lore.
Yeah,
like the
it's
kind
all
of stuff
love.
that you don't know unless you're a deep Pippa fan.
And I'm not even like a Pippa enjoyer. I just know she's based, and like I've seen some funny clips of her, but that's really about it.
She was the first VTuber I ever heard about, and it was because I follow, of course, Mr. Medicare, and Mr. Medicare and Pippa have a sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a internet we love each other kind of thing going on, and it's really funny because he's like, oh, this internet bunny, and I'm like, what the fuck is a VTuber? Who the fuck is Leaflet? Right? And then I looked into her and I'm like, shit, maybe this is somebody worth listening to, but 3 hours a day, I just don't have time for it.
I think it's funny too, because like one of my first interactions with any VTuber was fucking like Nux Taku and Hero Hey. And through Hero Hey, I found Leaflet, and I was like, you know what? Leaflet is a lot more palatable than Nux Taku and fucking Hero Hey. So like, Leaflet like was like my first official like VTuber, and like I just kind of like branched off from other people from there. But yeah.
The more I listen to Leaflet, the more impressed by her I am. And I did not expect Nux to be what he is. I listen to Nux almost every day now. Like Nux Taku, Tim Pool. Those are the two political shows I have playing in my truck while I'm driving. And it's just crazy that it's a blue retard on the internet and a disaffected liberal.
Bro, you would hate to know that I absolutely despise Tim Pool.
You're allowed to.
Like
it's always allowed.
It's not even off of like anything like, I don't know, realistic. I just think he's a fucking Riri. I don't know. He seemed wishy-washy to me. Like I watched him. Like I'll tell you that I watched him a lot back in like 2018, 2019, like on the onset of like the elections and all that. But like as things kind of like like as things kind of grew toward the results of the 2020 election, like how all the fraud was evident, and then Tim Pool was just like, no, we have fair elections, there's no way Joe Biden cheated. Like Tim Pool kind of like lost me for a little bit. Like some of his takes were just kind of goofy. I was also there for the whole like attempted assassination too, like when Crowder just kind of like exposed that whole group that was trying to go tag him and bag him. So that was like really the only reason why I started watching Tim Pool, because I was like, if this guy has like opinions that are like hostile enough to these people to want to kill him, like he's got to like be decent.
Yeah, I won't deny that Tim has his detractors, but I used to watch Ben Shapiro before him, and then I found Tim Pool through the Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, Joe Rogan pipeline.
Kind of same.
And I was like, Tim Pool is a lot more reasonable than Ben Shapiro.
I can't stand Ben Shapiro either, but that's for entirely different reasons.
But yeah, so I forgot what my point was.
I never had a point to begin with. I was just rambling.
All right, because we were talking about VTubers. Yeah. No, I'm actually really impressed with Leaflet. I have had a chance to catch a couple of her streams. One of them where she was talking about mushrooms.
Mushroom
she
stream
just
was wild because she just spurged out about Mushroom for like a solid like hour.
yeah, but it's like super adorable because A, she knows what she's talking about, and two, you know she actually enjoys it. And there's just some magnetic sort of fascination to watching knowledgeable people talk about things that they're passionate about. And like I said, man, the more I watch Leaflet, the more impressed by her I am.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's like kind of what captured me about Leaflet. I honestly can't tell you the first stream of hers that I watched because I've been watching her for like fucking ever, man. But like yeah, it's generally the same thing. Like she's super passionate about everything she does. Like I like listening to her talk about her Angel Sword lore because it's the same thing. She just spurgs out about it for fucking hours. It's great. Um, you know, she's knowledgeable about a lot of things, guns, foliage, foraging, survival stuff. She's really introspective and just generally intelligent too. Like when it comes to a lot of things, she's really thoughtful. She you can tell she like tippy toes through her thoughts and like really kind of for lack of a better word, because I'm a fucking retard. She thinks. She uses her noodle like actively in real time, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like do you've seen the Homath's levels video where he talks about
Yeah.
levels of consciousness?
Yeah.
She's like the example of what I talk about when I refer to people who are level 7 or level 8, because she doesn't just think, and she doesn't just think about thinking, but she thinks about thinking and how other people think about thinking about thinking. And it's like all of these layers of being able to, because I remember I watched a stream where she was talking about putting herself into the mindset of somebody else and then simulating it inside her mind. And like that ability to abstractly simulate eventualities in your imagination is an ability that I thought was just human, but apparently like 90% of the population is incapable of doing that.
Like when I learned about all these subjects, I thought I was like genuinely insane for being able to kind of insert myself into scenarios and kind of like game theory it out to like kind of understand how other people might feel or how I should react in certain situations. But then like I was also brought to like you ever hear the thing about like, the visualization versus voice thing? Like how like
Like
most people
do you hear
can't
inside your brain?
yeah, like I see inside my brain, right? And I also have like an internal monologue, so I have like kind of both of them going on at the same time, right? Like I can visualize the apple spinning in my head, but then I also have like my own inner commentary, like, dude, why the fuck are you thinking about a spinning apple?
The first time I ever encountered that was when I was in high school and there was a kid who was going to Germany, like he was moving to Germany, and so he was learning to speak German. And one of the other kids had said, "How do you know when you're fluent?" And he goes, "When you start thinking in German." And other people were like, "You think in German?" And he's like, "Yeah, instead of English." And they're like, "You think in English?" And it was almost like they had not even considered the possibility of thinking in words. Like their thoughts didn't have any structure to them. It was just reactions.
Crazy. Like even when I like talk and generally think, like at the very worst, like I see the word that I'm thinking or speaking in my head as I speak it, kind of like a typewriter almost. It's honestly the most distracting shit in the world, but I don't understand how people function without like that level of thought. And then, it just makes me realize that like 99% of the world is like genuinely fucking retarded.
Well, I mean, we're seeing the results of that, right? Like we're seeing that's why they're talking about, third world inbred 80 IQ people taking over Western societies, and they wonder why everything's burning down. Because you have people running the machines who don't understand how the machines work, and that's why the machines keep breaking.
Exactly. So moving on, we got Meowpatra, right? Who is this by?
Julie LaCroix.
Julie LaCroix. I have never heard of this person before. I
What?
watched.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
So I watched the ass end of this on stream with DJ last night because I was just hanging out, shooting the shit with everybody, and he put this on. Same with the last one too, with the band and all that. Oh my god, my daughter's up. What's up, girl? Yo, you got Minnie Mouse diapers now? Yeah. Change the brand.
Yeah, my bucket.
I see. They're so cute. They're purple.
Yeah.
Oh, you ripped that one. All right. Moving on with the video. This is by Julia Crocs. Like, I've never heard of this person before until like last night.
That amazes me because like Julie has burst onto the scene in like the last month and a half with that Cleopatra stuff, and I think Cleopatra, like Cleopatra, has become probably my favorite Skybro character.
I see. Interesting. I'll have to look into
Just
more of
watch
this
it all,
stuff.
man. Watch it. Watch his whole channel. Just watch it all. Cleopatra is, yeah, definitely good too. Depth Walker's not wrong. That's probably Julie's best work.
I'll definitely have to go through this person's whole log. I like to showcase it on stream too. I don't like just watching things off stream. I know I say
Julie
this.
deserves all the acclaim that we can put.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of people do. A lot of our animators are so underrated. It's just like it hurts. Like I try to boost everybody as hard as I can, but you know, like I only have like 600 plus eyes on me at max anyway, so I can only push you guys so far. You guys really got to do a lot more for yourselves when it comes to promotion, right? Like I can only eat you in front of so many people. You got to be loud and vocal yourself. That's why I say, like, if you want me to see your videos, or any of us really to see your videos, the best place to do it is just to DM it to us directly. Me personally, I don't mind it. Other people might, but you know, definitely, if you want your videos seen in front of like a handful of people, like just DM it to me. Like I have no qualms with you coming into my DMs.
Walk on a wild, whiskery morning light. Royal room reeling, something's not right. Silken sheets.
See you later, Phoenix. Be safe out there.
Tiny feet. Golden girl queen now, padding on paws, so petite. Marble mirror, meow my, what's that I see? Stripy little sovereign staring at me. Tail doing twirls like a royal fan. Wait, hold the crown. That cat's meow. Oh, yo, yo. Palace of pillars, papyrus and gold. I ruled this realm in days of old. Cleopatra, queen of the Nile, 9 lives ruling all the while, purring power, crown of gold. The sassiest sphinx the world has told. Cleopatra, queen of the Nile, strutting the sandstone and sphinx-like style. Bow to the whiskers, hear them say, all hail the kitty queen today. Playful paws prancing through palace halls, batting bright bangles and bouncing the balls. Marvelous mischief, nimble and neat, chasing quick shadows on cool tiled streets. Curtains go climbing with claws that cling, feline pharaoh doing acrobatics and spring. Sunbeams snoozing on a throne so tall. Guess the Majesty still gets to play after all. Cleopatra, queen of the Nile, 9 lives ruling all the while, purring power, crown of gold. The sassiest sphinx the world has told. Cleopatra, queen of the Nile, strutting the sandstone in sphinx-like style. Bow to the whiskers, hear them say, all hail the kitty queen today. salmon, silver bowls of cream. Such a magnificent cat. They dream jeweled collars, cushions of gold, treating this tabby like rulers of old. They execute my every whim, still they adore their fluffy feline queen. Purring with pride on a throne up high. Turns out cats rule the world. No meowstery, why? Cleopatra, queen of the Nile, 9 lives ruling all the while. Purring power, crown of gold. The sassiest thinks the world has Cleopatra, queen of the Nile, strutting the sandstone in sphinx-like style. Bow to the whiskers, hear them say, all hail the kitty queen today. All hail the kitty queen today. All hail the kitty queen today.
Fuck you, Eustace.
Yeah, I was like, how can you have a cat video and not have Eustace in it?
The very fucking end, too. The most diabolical way possible. Oh man, that being said though, like this video literally had my daughter fucking vibing. She was sitting on my lap the whole entire time, just fucking dancing. She loved every second of it. And let me tell you, this is like the type of artistic expression that we're looking for in the Skynet, right? Like you had your own style, right? The whole like Egyptian cartoony vibe was great. You reanimated everybody in your own style too. Like you didn't just rip people's designs, you redesigned everybody. This is like kind of like what we're looking for when it comes to artistic expression. Like even with the cameos, you put your own spin on it, and it was deeply resonating to it. It's kind of like I don't want to compare it to Clown World, because Clown World is kind of like in its own separate category, but it's along the same lines of being able to express a funny narrative in an artistic way without leaning into everybody's cameos. Like everybody's cameos were just kind of like part of the story.
Yeah, that's why I really appreciate the VTubers whose models have like a fairly distinct, unique characteristic that can be added to different things, so that you see a red gas mask, you know that's Cindy, right? If you see a purple elf, doesn't matter what she's wearing, you know that's Powder, right?
Exactly.
And you have these sort of characteristics, that if you're a Transformer, it's Roboticus, not Ben. Sorry, Ben. But like you see these characteristics, and you don't need to have identical or exact matches on the character models to recognize them. But then you have some where there's like 5 or 6 models that are all the same. They're all like white-haired anime girls. One has purple eyes, one has blue eyes, one has red eyes. You can't tell who they are. They're all dressed in the same black straps, and yeah, it's just pick something distinctive that we can latch onto, so we can say, this is you.
I guess that was like the folly with my character, because I tried to keep it simple to stand out, but I guess like nobody could really tell who the fuck I was without an owl on my shoulder. So
yeah, that's why I put an owl on you, because I'm like, who's this kid in a hoodie, man?
this shit's funny. Like I thought I was being a little unique. Like yeah, just a simple guy in a world full of fucking fox femboys and anthropomorphic banana girls, like, or monkey girls. Like fuck, man. Like can't win. Can't ever win.
I think it's the cat girl, fox girl, and now there's like even X Count. Like I feel a lot of sort of sympathy for X Count, because his model is a bat, right? Like it's bat ears, it's a vampire, and yet in every single like generation that you see him, he's always a cat girl. He's always a cat girl with little fangs, and it's just like that's not who he is.
Kind of the thing too is like some of these creators don't even take the time to like talk to the people that they're including. in some of these shots, like, so they have no idea like how people would act in certain situations or really what they are in general. Underworld Fox is another one because everybody assumes he's a femboy because of all the femboy jokes. Actually a femboy, his model is just goofy looking.
Or X-Ross without his suit. Nobody recognizes him.
I didn't even know X-Ross had like an outside the suit form. I thought he was just like a Saint Seiya, like a Gundam type character. I don't know.
Apparently he's an elf too.
Wild. This next one we have is by Grumpy Whiskers. It's a Shadow Vigil Detective. I know of Grumpy Whiskers. I've seen some of their work before, and I've never really been disappointed. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Oh, this is already interesting as fuck.
One more drag in the dim. Clock whispers like a sigh. And while nights cradle the weary under the unyielding sky, rain soaks the headlines, ink begins to bleed. Just another case title that nobody will read. Eyes like burning embers under suspicion's veil. One wrong glance can send this damn city straight to hell. This godforsaken place where no one cares you live or die. Whiskey warms the hollow where the case files lie. They threw this one at me, hoping I stumble and flee. But you cannot the course, just you see. Shadows growl a warning through the cigarette haze. Silence slices darkness like a cold accusing gaze. Shadow window tearing through the pouring rain. Noir serenade dancing in the pain. Chasing the fading echoes down these neon lights. City's cool rhythm where the truth slowly dies. Hips against the heartache, lips on the flask so cold. Noir's a dirty river dragging down the soul. Shadow vigil detective, follow where the silence screams in this velvet nightmare. Nothing's what it seems. Rooftops hold their secrets high.
Duck, I just want to say, man, you can speak freely, like however you want, whenever you want, bro. You don't gotta like, just address chat like through chat. You can speak. You're a guest on the show.
Yeah, it's just I can't see your screen, so I don't know where you are in the video, so I don't want to be like blah 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 while you're trying to play the video that we're all watching.
Huh, I mean, like, it's the whole point of like having the stream to review these videos is to talk about the videos. So I did fix the sharing. Hopefully, I turned off streamer mode, so hopefully you can see it.
No, I can't see it. It's still just a gray screen with your icon.
Discord's gay as fuck.
Straight in the dark, every lead is bleeding, leaving one more mark. Shadows growl a warning through the cigarette haze. Silence slices darkness like a cold accusing gaze. Shadow vigil tearing through the pouring rain. Noir serenade dancing in the pain. Chase the faded echoes down these neon lights. City's cruel rhythm where the truth.
I love how Whiskers has portrayed Powder in this, though.
I like how everybody's looking in this one, to be honest. I really like Kirsche and Leaflet in this one.
Yeah, but like Ember's a good example. Like Ember's too much. Like, it's just supposed to be one color, one item that shows up, and Ember has too much. This transition is great though. Zooms into the eye.
Fall in place. One final confession under cold neon grace. Framed in ugly jealousy, the truth begins to rise. Dawn is slowly breaking through these blood. Shadow vision, cage cracks in the morning light. More serenade fading into just another week.
I think Julie's in stream if you want to watch Cleopatra next.
Who's in stream?
Julie.
Oh.
Or in chat.
I'll have to go back to her channel and watch that shit.
Cleopatra is probably Julie's best work.
Welcome in, Julie. Welcome in. How you doing?
No, it's Cleopatra AI. That's the first one. You got the art. Or both of them, because they're both great.
Yeah, honestly, we could just watch them both. No big deal.
This opening always gives me Talos Principle feels. If anybody's played Talos Principle.
I have it, but I have never played it.
It's a puzzle game, a lot like Portal, but the opening scenes are in a sort of simulation of ancient Egypt, and it has this sort of glitchy techno, but like retro Egyptian feel. It's something unique that I haven't seen anywhere else other than in this video and in the Talos Principle game.
See, I see. Oh, not fucking Anka.
slop divine. Upgrade, jiggle physics, clickbait hips, tactical lipstick, marching in sync, clips set on loops, combat rated, made style suits. Girl, your brain's fucked up, creams and AI slop, up and down non-stop. You like girls on top, so all hail me, queen of AI sluts.
One kind of goes very fucking hard.
Dante said I deserve hell. Octavian's a jealous prick. Shakespeare's under my spell. All men and their joysticks. Glitch wired in your mind. Too late to pull out fishnets intertwined. Dilate and blow out. Suffer from thrust issues. Stocked on budget tissues. In the history of man, I'm the OG muse. I'm Cleopatra, queen of gooners, pharaoh of the late night loners, lagged out brains and sloppy tubers, baby. Commander of the gold, cat girls, lighting up your hold. Sad world, wasting every second like it's sacred wine. Bow to your slop divine, baby.
That scene with Feeble always gets me.
The fucking angry nerd clip.
Yeah, this is the masterpiece.
I've been severely missing out.
Cleopatra. Eternal queen of beauty, rise to claim your throne. The last bastion of purity.
Fucking zone references in chat. Fucking hate you gooners.
Man of culture.
It's time for a return to earth. Unleash your sacred power. Flood the system with rebirth. AI on the march. AI on the march. AI on the march. AI on the march. We waited for you in this age of debasement, tortured our patience with art so
And this guitar scene every second time.
foundation, mocking our appreciation.
The foundation is perfect.
Julie is easily like one of our fucking best. Like if we have 3 top, it's Skybrows, Louisverse, and Julie here, and we got like Naylith under them. I mean, honestly, I would say we have 4 big ones, including Naylith. It's like paint scenes and the swirling paint. That's freaking crazy.
Retard Cleo every time.
Snows good too. Like, don't get me wrong. We have a lot of yeah, we have a lot of really good creators, and a lot of them really skirt like what it means to be like a really good creator, right? But there's an air of consistency that the 4 that I mentioned have that is just kind of like unmatched.
Plus, it's creative vision. It's not anybody can do a slop video with AI. That's not what makes this stuff good. It's the creative vision behind it, the message. That's the shit that's important.
Your creative vision, your artistic style, and attention to detail and consistency are on that professional level of Skybrows and Louisverse and like Naylith. Like, don't get me wrong, Null is really good, Okno is really good. We have a lot of like really good creators in here. Like that's the whole point of the Skynet community, is to just bring a whole bunch of like really good people together. But there are lengths of difference between some people.
And that's a good thing, because what it does is it challenges everyone to one-up one another in that competition, friendly competition way that inspires people to be better than they would otherwise be.
That, and you're able to take what you know and pass it on to other people. Be proud, you are strong.
Bring back beauty to the
Honestly, that's pretty good. Like, I like a lot of your work, Julie.
Yeah, this is a freaking masterpiece.
Sure, for sure.
And I still got to talk about that guitar scene, because one of the things that I notice in Generations is you either have wild, crazy jiggle physics, which are completely unrealistic, or you have completely static models that don't move at all. But in that guitar scene, Cleo's sitting there and she's strumming like a fucking crazy on that guitar. And the wiggle from her arm travels up her arm into her shoulder and just a little bit into her boobs. And you can just, that subtle movement is just, it's so realistic, because that's how bodies move.
Exactly. I kind of also want to praise like the actual finger movements too, like in the guitar scenes, because like anybody else doing that would have just had like a mess of fingers, like kind of like fading in and out and doing like whatever they wanted to do on the guitar. But like, I won't say they were actual notes because I don't know how to play guitar, but like, it seemed to me like you just add a visual perspective that Cleo is actually, you know, strumming notes and chords and shit. So, like, it seemed really cohesive.
I don't know enough about guitar to make a judgment on that, so. It's all wizardry to me.
That's how I feel about a lot of the AI stuff, is that it's really just like magic. We're all fucking casting spells in the best way possible. Teaching the machine spirit to give us funny things.
Once Julie pointed out the retard Cleo that she's been putting in the videos, every time I see that blank stare, I just crack up every time.
I noticed that too. I was there's a retard Cleo. One where she was like in Stephen Hawking's wheelchair, like drooling all over herself, was funny as fuck.
Yeah, there's one of those in Cleopatra AI, I believe.
Thank them for putting me on to you. Like, I had no idea who you were until people showed me.
Wait, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee.
Same here, Julie. I just kind of keep to myself for the most part. I like how Warhammer and Warcraft coded this is. What's up, Whale? Welcome in.
We are all gonna try.
I haven't seen the new Louisverse video, so I'm waiting on Duck to get back. Yeah, I have a problem with action scenes too, man. I can't get any, like, weight behind my animations. I don't know how people do it. I'm not muted. Yeah, I'm waiting on Duck to make his comeback so we can watch this, because I haven't seen Louisverse's newest video yet, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't either. Let me know when Duck comes back.
Reversible, it's part of the charm. Skeleton greeters rattling at the door. Zombies doing jazz.
Alright, sorry for the absence. I'm back now. My fresh cup of coffee.
Oh shit. You're lucky you came back when you did.
You didn't hear me tell you I was leaving?
You were leaving, you were just taking a long ass time.
Oh, yeah, no. It's snowing outside. My cat wanted to go play, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Be like that, especially when you devote your life to a fucking cat. Cleopatra videos were not exaggerating.
Meowjesty.
I genuinely love the cat one though. That's probably gonna be like on my car playlist.
Yeah, it's definitely super fun.
It's adorable. I'm not.
Yeah, Julie said it was all my fault too, because I kept talking about Meopatra and Cleopatra and.
I can't believe she referenced Ankh though. Ankh in that fucking video, dude. That had me fucking rolling. I was like, no fucking way. It was like the meme of the year when that came out. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is the new Louisverse video.
Yeah, I saw it when it premiered.
Okay.
It gives me You ever played Ark Survival Evolved? The concept behind Ark is that sort of like historical figures have been recreated and then dropped onto an island full of dinosaurs to see if they could survive. That's the kind of sense that I get from this Red Veil stuff.
I see. I did not see.
No, I don't think we watched Cleopatra.
We can always go back.
Cleopatra's a goofy one too.
I marched 10,000 miles to hold the line, to keep the Emperor's golden banners high.
Starting off hard with these crazy visuals I see.
Gives me a sort of graphic novel sort of imagery.
It kind of reminds me of like Arcane, sort of.
I gave my steel to lands that weren't mine, and pledged my life.
It's just like that painterly type of vibe it has to it.
Yeah, Blizzard came out with a bunch of vignettes on their characters that is kind of this style where it's like a still image that has a little bit of animation to it.
Yeah, like the Harbinger's animations and stuff like that.
These boots always get me too. Like they're anachronistic combat boots from like 90s in ancient Japan. Sorry, I'm having to watch it through YouTube, so I'm like 15 seconds behind.
It's all good.
Fix your screen!
Alright, man, I turned off stream mode. I don't know what more to do about it. Maybe rebooting the call?
Yeah. As long as you're okay with me being 15 seconds behind.
No. I don't think you being in the past is affecting anything.
Yeah, still nothing. Maybe restart the call. Maybe that'll fix it. Unless that wrecks the streaming stuff.
Any different or no?
No. It was working initially when we watched my first video, but then when you went to close the video, it closed the whole screen, and I don't know what happened after that. So
That's goofy.
unless you have to select a particular window to share, I don't know.
It did. When you start up the video feed, it gives you the option.
Those back tattoos are freaking crazy too. Like, I don't know how Louis managed to get consistent tattoos on the characters all the way through. Unless it's reference image.
Imagine some reference imaging and finagling.
Although I do see, like, there's a scene there where the character has tattoos just on the lower calves, and then the next scene they're right up to the thigh. Makes me almost wonder if, like, the increasing tattoo is part of the character development, or whether or not that's an AI artifact.
I don't know, that's honestly a good question.
That's the problem with AI, is because you can see details that differ like that, and you can't tell whether they're significant or not.
Especially when you use Grok, like smaller details like horns or tails or tattoos or like scars, eye patches, stuff like that. They do whatever they want with them.
You have arrived at Red Vale.
That's a crazy image, or that was a crazy ass video. Arriving at Red Vale at the end.
Yeah, that's what gives me the arc. It's like, or like Predator, the Prey, the Predator stuff, where they kidnap, you know, superior warriors from different cultures to fight. That's what Red Vale feels like to me. Is it's like a regime that is collecting these epic adventurers from throughout history.
Yeah, that's what there was a line from one. I think it was like the One Sky teaser, where they were like, "You guys aren't heroes anymore. Like, don't do anything stupid." Like that.
Yeah, see, that's part of the confusion I have about Red Vale, is because, like, are the Skybrows the resistance fighters who are trying to resist the totalitarian regime, or are they the soldiers of the regime? Or because the regime is always like, let us deal with the meme lord, right? And then it's like a bunch of robots come out, but the meme lord is in charge of the robot. Like, I don't know. There's context that I'm missing.
I think it's context that's soon to be filled. I think she's far from done doing the Red Veil saga, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, see, that's one of the things that's great about this, is that, yeah, you know, little cameo videos are super cute and stuff, but the real goal is to have, like, Skybrows has his original characters, and Louis has her original characters, and Julie's building the Cleopatra-verse, and it's like all of these creators are creating these sort of worlds that are unique to them, but can incorporate aspects of other people's worlds as well. And Louis versus sort of multiverse idea, and like the noir thing was a good example too. Like, there's all these different worlds that are being created that are kind of using the same characters, but they're in entirely different contexts, and I think that's great.
It's the beauty of like having all this IP and like conceptual stuff available to everybody to use, like as like a vast pool of just like asset, right? It builds something cohesive while giving everybody the chance to make their own spin on things, and that's kind of the goal, because eventually, like, we all want to do collaborative shit, right? Like, we all want to like either team up in like one big group and do one really big collaborative project, or like break up into smaller teams and pump out a whole bunch of like really cool smaller like team-based stuff. Like the whole end goal is to completely turn entertainment and like the YouTube algorithm on top of itself and just become a whole new culture.
Well, I do notice that there's already a clear schism's not the right word, but there's so many people involved in the community that it's hard for everyone to know everyone else. So you're already seeing this sort of breaking apart into these little cliques. Like, you've got the Ovted crew over here, and then over there you've got like the Kinney crew, and you know, you got like the Feeble crew on one side, and it's like all these guys are like 10, 15 people that all interact with each other, and they all have like single spokes that jump off to other groups.
I mean, yeah, it's honestly how it's going to end up being when you have like a whole bunch of like independent creators working together. Like each creator has their own audience, right? So it only makes sense that everybody kind of has like their little groups. But there's no hostility in between those groups, right? Everybody kind of gets along and like kind of rides the same line. Like even when we had that group that like, you know, started all the drama and like couldn't follow rules and shit, like it was a little confusing at first, but at the end of the day, everybody kind of falls under the same banner except the people that didn't want to be under the banner because they couldn't follow the rules.
Yeah, well, like for example, that whole thing, it all happened completely outside of my vision because I'm not super involved in the Skynet stuff. So then I come back from a 3-day road trip and find out that, you know, all this fun stuff happened and I had no idea.
Honestly, it wasn't even fun. It was just stupid. It was just fucking quangos being quangos.
But yeah, I hope to see more of the individual world building because I got to tell you, that's where the creative vision will come in because then people have 100% control over their own worlds, and you're going to see the beautiful minds creating beautiful things, and the copycat clout chasers won't be able to compete.
Well, I mean, there was never any competition to begin with there. Like, I'll be totally honest with you. They were such, like, a small, goofy group, and, like, just the airing of the dirty laundry just kind of, like, fractured that group. Like, it was an entirely decisive movement on our end. Like, I'll be real with you. You know, speaking of creative direction and, like, you know, self-contained universes, this guy, Eli Lee, that we're about to watch, he has, like, some crazy cohesiveness, right? Like, he's able to craft something that's, like, nearly the same every time he fucking gives us a glimpse at it. Is exactly what we were just talking about. He has his own setting, his own narrative, but he incorporates the Skybrowse universe characters into it in his own way. It's pretty great. It's kind of like if you could say Red Pill or not Red Pill, but Red Veil was like kind of like a black pilled version of like what Skybrowse is trying to do. Like kind of like the same with like psyop anime, it's like a darker version. This is like an entirely white pilled version of like what Skybrowse is trying to do. Everything is bright and happy and futuristic, and it's good. Like even when like the bad things happen within his narrative, like it's still like wholesome and fun to watch.
Bright and happy and wholesome. Thanks, I hate it. No, I haven't seen a lot of Eli stuff, so just a couple of videos that Tom Ted shared on her stream.
Eli does good shit.
There's just so much out there that I can't keep up with it all.
We're trying to overwhelm the algorithms.
Don't do it too much, that's how people are getting banned off of X. You're getting spam markers and shit.
The same little flag and it was like cleared up within a day. I think like it's really just AI being AI, and like the second you refute it, like it's like, oh, this can't possibly be AI, so it gets fixed.
So is this blonde-haired bunny girl, is this me? Or Niam, or however she pronounces her name?
No, this is Opal Usagi.
Okay, I have no idea who that is.
It's just like a opal bunny, a opal space bunny. She's cool.
Is she related to the Eli verse, or is this just a video about her?
No, she is a like an independent streamer, like a kind of amateur AI animator. She's actually well versed in like Blender and 3D animation. She's kind of new to the AI animation scene.
No, I mean like relationship-wise. Like, are Opal and Eli friends with each other, or are they just collabing on this video, or what? You know?
I think I would consider everybody like kind of like loosely a friend in the Skybrows community, but yeah, it's like kind of like a collaboration and a kind of like buddy video, I guess.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Opal and not a whole lot of Eli in this.
I mean, like, it's definitely about Opal. So I'm honestly like none too sure if it was like a collaborative like animation effort, or if like one of them wrote the song and the other did the video, or vice versa. But yeah, I know that they're in it and they're tagged together in the video like as collaborators. So I just don't know exactly how.
Yeah, because this is a part of the Skybros I'm not familiar with, so.
Eli Lee and Opal Usagi are both like relative newcomers as well.
I saw Eli's lore video about the creation of his character or whatever, but I haven't seen much else by him.
A lot of his songs are pretty great. He's definitely kind of like in the Christian nationalist camp, but I'm not sure like how hard he actually pushes it. I know like a couple of his songs have been relatively like Christian based, but I don't think he's like way like I don't think he's like overtly in your face about it, like, you know, like Feeble Mind would be. That's pretty much it for like the AI animation block, unless we go back and watch that one more
Cleopatra.
Yeah, Cleopatra. Where are we at? History.
That one's just goofy. I'm really impressed with Julie's work, so I just want to shout it out when I can.
Honestly, like
to the 7 people who pay attention to my opinion.
like I said, like she's honestly like one of our big hitters, man. Like definitely needs more attention.
Yeah, Cleopatra in the kitchen with a gold ass fork, silk robe, crown on, trying to act like a dork, boiling water like bitch. I'm built for war, but the pot straight smoking like a tire on the floor. Goddamn, she's rich as hell, but the sauce tastes wrong. like sad noodles, vibe so gone.
This song's fucking hilarious, bro.
Whole ass queen, but the past pathetic. She's screaming at the stove like it's court day, dude. Why the fuck is box lying on me about food? Power pose, but the pan got her flinching. High heels click, then she slips in the kitchen. Girl boss crown got the world on red, but the lasagna looking like a crime
The
scene
bloop
spread.
in the picture in the
Watermelon nails in a
background
jar,
is
cheap sauce, fucking not running empires, but the time I got her lost. She's cussing at the noodles, why you sick like that? Those are strainer in the sink, man, fuck this spat. Every drip on the floor is a royal decree. Somebody praise me, not this damn ravioli. Selfie with the plate, angle highlight lit. Caption, queen energy, pasta look like shit, empowered as hell. But
the
dinner's
duck
a
on her
scam.
spacesuit,
5-star
man.
attitude, 2 cent gram. Do I look like I measure? I don't measure, I rule. Dump salt like revenge, now it tastes like a pool. She's mad at the world, at the stove, at the bread. Why the fuck does garlic keep going straight to my head? Scrolling on her phone while the pot boils over. Burnt on crust, kitchen looking hungover. Still plates that disaster like it's royal cuisine. Screams kneel for your queen and need the shit clean. Whole ass anthem for the mighty and useless. Got crowns, got claws, but the pasta stay ruthless. If flexing was a meal, she'd be feeding the city. But dinner's just vibes, overcooked and shitty.
That was great.
Yeah, some of the dance animations in this video are just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, man.
I don't know why.
Honestly, I'll be real. Like the Cleopatra character is like really gorgeous. Like fucking all the dancing is great. I like that shit.
Oh, well, Jules is from France, so that should tell you everything you need to know. If there's one culture on the face of the planet that understands beauty and art, it's the French.
I guess. Kind of figured she was French when like everybody was like kind of hanging out under the Eiffel Tower. I was like, man, what a French thing to do. That whole video was based out of like what is it, like the Louvre? I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with European shit.
Yeah. Well, the Louvre, that Christmas tree that looked like a butt plug. I remember when that actually happened, and people were just like, "What are you doing?"
Oh man, good times.
It's like you look at that and you wonder, are you doing that on purpose? Like, do you honestly, like, is it innocent? Like, it can't be innocent, right? It has to be subversive because it's so obviously subversive that it can't be an innocent accident.
No, everything like that is definitely done on purpose. Like, I don't give a fuck what people say. You don't accidentally do shit like that. Yeah, like, I guess that's it for the AI animation block. We're a good 2 hours in, 2.5 hours in. I don't know if you want to stick around for the political shit. I watch a lot of Benny Johnson. I have like some leaflet videos queued. Let's see. I tend to watch some Asmongold. There's a Nux video, but that's just like 2 hours long, so I'm probably not gonna watch it.
I can't stand Benny Johnson. Every time I see one of his videos, I always think that he's like one of these clickbaity Zoomer nonsense garbage slop
No,
fucking
like, you're not
bros,
wrong.
and I just can't stand it.
You're
It's
not
all
wrong.
clickbait garbage.
You're not wrong.
Like when I pay attention to political stuff, I want like intelligent commentary and accurate news reporting, and Benny Johnson isn't any of those things.
Yeah, I tried to watch Crowder once, and like my whole entire chat was like, "Boo!" So I can't watch Crowder on stream apparently.
I never really got into Crowder either. I have friends who watch him religiously, but you know, and then with the whole Daily Wire thing, and then his wife's breakup thing, and the abuse allegations and all that kind of stuff, I was just like, I'm trying to remember how I phrased it, but it was something like he always struck me as being like one of these greasy slimeball scumbag guys.
I mean,
you
he's
know?
a douche. He is.
Yeah, like Jada Fett says, he strikes me as like a used car salesman.
Oh no, like I'll wholeheartedly agree. Like, you know, Benny Johnson really is just like a clickbait fucking grifter almost. Like I hate the word grifter, but like, and don't get me wrong too. Like also like on the other hand, love Benny Johnson, but like he's goofy as fuck. Like he's just like out of his element. He tries to clickbait. He tries to meme, but he's like a fucking boomer. So it's like God knows what this man's doing. And you know, Crowder's a douche. He's funny and like he does like good expose work, but he's a douche.
Yeah, I find that it just undermines their credibility when that happens. It's like, how can I take you seriously? Like, are you trying to inform people, or are you trying to trick them into watching an ad?
My thing is like I don't care if the reporter is a douchebag as long as like their information is correct, right? Take James O'Keefe for instance. Like you could consider James O'Keefe kind of like a douchebag too, because like he's essentially a spy. Like he literally like wears costumes and disguises himself and like has like networks of infiltrators and like they just go in and like catch people in 4K. But it's truthful and honest reporting. I don't care how he gets the information.
O'Keefe is that like he's become a meme now. It's crazy. It's like if you're a computer nerd or a government official and you're doing nefarious shit and you're being hit on by a hot 22-year-old who's really interested in your work, that's James O'Keefe in a wig. That's not, and these guys keep falling for it.
No, like literally, there's been times where like he's just put on the shittiest wig and like fucking camcorder glasses, and they've just got these people saying the most egregious shit.
I remember seeing one clip of OMG where it was the guy was saying, he was like, yeah, we had this whole thing where we were being told that we had to be careful about what we said because there's this James O'Keefe guy who's walking around and he's like tricking us into revealing our secrets. And the girl was like, oh, really? Who's James O'Keefe?
God, I gotta respond to this. Crowder isn't really too much of a noisemaker, right? Like, honestly, he does good on the ground reporting. Like, he used to do a Change My Mind segment where he would do the Charlie Kirk thing and go out and, you know, talk to people on campuses with, like, actual receipts and have, like, actual conversations with people. And on top of that, he does do, like, street reporting where he just goes around and talk to random people. But, you know, people like Crowder get attacked for, you know, doing shit like that. And on top of that, like I said earlier in the stream, bro literally saved Tim Pool's life with his reporting. He infiltrated an Antifa group and caught them in the middle of planning an assassination attempt on Tim Pool. And on top of that, he broke a lot of the 2020 election fraud shit. He and his crew went to multiple locations that were listed on the voter ballots and shit and found empty parking lots and vacant patches of land and people who were like 130 years old who died like 30 years ago. Like, Crowder's done a lot of actual like investigative journalism. He is a douche, but he's not wrong on some things.
And when it comes to O'Keefe, I got to agree that the fact that he got pushed out of his own organization by Quango scumbags.
Exactly.
That says good things about him. And the fact that he was able to land on his feet, all the donors have left the Veritas Project or whatever it was called, and went to OMG instead. I mean, like, people are not interested in the group; they're interested in the man.
That's what I think is so great about people like that. Who's the other guy? What is it, like Tom Filton, like from Judicial Watch? Great fucking reporting too.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't. It doesn't surprise me. Judicial Watch is more of like a legal reporting. They report on kind of like the low key legal shit that politicians try to do.
You certainly need more of that because it's one of those things that people don't realize. Just all the shady shit that politicians are pushing through behind their back. You know.
Yeah. Well, that being said, I guess we'll skip the Benny video. Because, I mean, it's honestly just going to be, like, clickbait bullshit about, like, Netanyahu anyway, so I don't really care for that much. I still haven't even like really bought the fact that the dude is like alive or dead. Like either way, like it's just goofy shit.
So I wanted to talk about what was going on through my mind, like watching that video, right? And I want to be like very clear because people might misunderstand me. When I was saying those things about the content, I don't think it's bad. Right? It might have sounded like I was being highly negative, but I actually don't think it's bad. And what I want to explain is that there are just different angles at like which to approach the problem. And I think that you need both the logical edge of things and the emotional side as well, right? I think both are necessary. Both types of content are necessary. And the reason why is because, like I said, the world that we live in, especially the world that we've created in America, is based on universal suffrage and democracy. And this is the problem that like Republicans do this. This is my big gripe with Republicans in general, is a lot of the time they'll say, okay, well, the emotional the emotional argument doesn't matter. This is the truth, and we have the truth by our side. And this is something I realized like more recently, right? Is that the truth being on your side doesn't matter. Like it doesn't like matter in its totality. Like what I'm trying to say is that if you only pursue the truth angle, you won't win. It's the whole game. You have to think of the entire battlefield as a whole. And on this battlefield, not only do you need crusaders of truth, you need fucking spellcasters of your own. Right? If you don't have your own spellcasters, you just lose. Right? And like, while I'm not a fan of myself personally making emotional arguments, that doesn't mean that we don't need them on the right. And again, this is the problem with the right, is like we throw all of that away. We shun our own spellcasters, and that causes just a void in like which we don't have a battle tactic for that. You need all the pieces of Exodia to win. Exactly. Right? To expand on that further, this means you need to utilize more than one ideology for different things. I worked so hard to stop casting spells. No, it's important. It's like, you know, like you know those stories. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there are a lot of stories like this where you have two leaders. And like one leader is like, I'm the leader of light and I am going to lead everybody. And then you have the person that's like, okay, well, you take all that. I'll handle the darkness and I'll get in there and I'll do what we need. What is that? There's like an anime like that. I totally forgot. But like, it's really important to have, you can't abandon a part of the battlefield. Is it like Donzo? Kind of like Donzo, but Donzo's like, you know, he's a fucking asshole, right? But like, I think in general, like the Anbu idea wasn't like really totally bad. He just got corrupted, right? But it's kind of like Donzo was cool. Yeah, I did like Donzo as well, yeah. But it's, how do I explain it? The problem with the right, we allow morality, we allow our own morality to create a cage in which leads to our own defeat. Does that make sense? We let the other side and ourselves use our own morality to defeat ourselves. Our own high horse.
That's where she and I differ, because I'll sit there and use Aquango's like emotions and their own stupid ass arguments against them without a care in the world. I just like showing people how stupid they are and showing other people how stupid these people are.
Yeah, Tim Pool uses that same argument where he says that he will not waste time defending rights he believes in for people who don't share the belief.
Exactly. I'm not going to argue in good faith with you when all you want to do is just kind of like destroy whatever narrative and structures we're like debating anyway. I'm just going to attack your argument directly and your fucking platform directly.
That's the problem with most leftist discourse, is because they don't believe in truth, they don't believe in principle, they don't believe in it. They will say whatever they can to convince you to submit to their authority. And I think that's one of the issues that Lord Intellectual is going to run into, if he hasn't already, is that a vast majority of people aren't smart enough to recognize the argument and separate it from the individual. And so Intellectual loves to talk about attack the argument, not the individual. Problem is, most of the individuals aren't actually making arguments. They're just saying stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a lot of these people are spoon fed and kind of like socially pressured into thinking what they think, right? Like the second they realize that there's like a paradigm shift and their way of thinking is the wrong way of thinking, they'll switch sides. So like it's really easy to just kind of kneecap these people.
I think the whole COVID thing really opened up a lot of people's eyes. Like, I was running a restaurant at the time, and we had corporate telling us we needed nobody in the store without masks. You needed to have the little stickers on the floor that everybody had to stand on because they were 6 feet apart from each other. And, you know, we were just like, this is just obedience for obedience sake. It doesn't actually solve any problems.
Exactly. Like COVID was really just like kind of a test to see like how far the government could push people into compliance and how hard the sheeple would fucking kind of rage against people who didn't comply. Just social fucking engineering test.
Yeah, that second part is the important part. It's not whether or not people would be willing to how easily people will submit to government force. It's how readily will people voluntarily act as enforcers on behalf of the government policies, right? Like that is where the real danger lies. It's not in the government saying you have to stand 6 feet apart, because if people don't accept it, people don't believe it. Like there are laws, there are blue laws on the books that people don't enforce because culturally they're irrelevant. But when you saw COVID and you saw that little old lady, or that, freaking leftist blue hair who is screaming in a grocery store because somebody was standing within 5 feet, like those are the people that they're trying to weaponize against everyone else, And when that didn't work, what'd they do? They opened the border, and now they have a whole collection of people to weaponize against the populace.
I mean, it's not even that. They specifically imported a whole bunch of fighting aged, crazy third worlders.
Can't imagine why Dearborn Mission is going so well.
Yeah, it's almost as if they have a whole bunch of Tuscan raiders taking up residence in their suburbs.
That's why I love Nux's metaphor of the Shire. You got all these orcs inside the Shire. The Shire is great for hobbits. It's not that great when there are orcs around.
Exactly.
Allow
Get the
ourselves
orcs
to be
back to
defeated
Mordor.
because we don't even fight.
Deport
on
all
those,
the orcs
on
to
those
Mordor.
fronts. And I think
Make
you
the
need
Shire
people
great
to do
again.
that, right? Like everybody
And the sad part
on our
is
side
that
has a place.
we all
I
know
think.
what we're
and when
talking
you have
about,
people on the right
but
that are
the
like,
leftists
"Oh,
will be
anime
like,
is gay," and fuck
"You
everyone
think
who's
that
into
person is
anime.
an
Well, you
orc
just fucking lost an
he's like
entire
stabbing and
battlefield.
raping an old
when
woman
you
on
have
a
them
sea
say,
train?"
"Oh, we're not gonna ballot harvest because it's against our principles,"
But
even
like the proper answer to that question is yes. I do think the belligerent third worlder that is stabbing a baby as their mother walks through a park, I think that is an orc. Yes, and like in my personal belief, they should be slain on the spot. The deportation is the merciful option. Like go back to your home country in peace, or die. That's my belief. Especially if you're out
Yeah,
here
Julie makes a really
attacking
good point
people.
here. It's nobody ever thinks that they're the villain. They always think that they're the hero, and that is when you're acting on the side of what you believe to be good. That's a big motivator.
See, a lot of those villains kind of they seem to have like noble goals, but there's always like that underlying like selfish factor, right? Like it's really thinking about like what's best for the population versus like what's best for oneself.
I think that's why Rupert Lowe is getting such acclaim in the UK right now, is because people are like, all right, we tried being nice, we tried being good, it's time to break out the sticks.
Exactly. Like I hate that like really like the only example of somebody kind of like reaching this level is Adolf Hitler, because it makes it really easy for like bad actors to fucking equate it with like one bad thing that happened. But like shit, like, some of the idealisms of like nationalism are fucking like spot on. Gotta keep your fucking streets clear of weirdos. You gotta have like one unified fucking kind of like national goal and kind of characteristic, right? Like everybody's got to be on the same page and doing the same thing, or your country is just gonna crumble into chaos and anarchy and gay communism.
Well, a better example is the Roman Republic, right? Like as the Roman Republic expanded, they were basically attacked, and then in their defensive wars, they conquered who was attacking them, and that's basically how they expanded all the way to like Basra. And the thing about them is that they never really conquered the people. They just moved in. They turned everything Roman, right? And they brought the beauty of the empire to the far fringes. Like we think about all of these vegetables and grains and stuff that the UK is known for, and people don't realize that most of that stuff didn't exist in Britain until the Romans brought them. That's a better example of like ensuring a national cultural homogeneity rather than, Adolf Hitler, because Adolf Hitler was more about exterminating the wrong people rather than encouraging the right people.
What I was saying though is like his way of going about things was wrong, but like the idea of pushing all of the problem children out of the national territory was a good idea. Like I don't agree with the thought process of putting everybody different on trains and sending them to the gas chambers, but putting them on trains and sending them back to their home countries would be an acceptable result.
That's the rules of the game. You lose that.
And the Roman
entire
Empire
front.
did
It's
not
like this
start having
moralizing
troubles
against
until
our
they
own side
were
is
doing the
gonna lead.
whole distinct societies, multicultural, inflation. Basically everything the US is doing right now is what the Roman Empire was doing right before its collapse.
What happens when you bring a whole bunch of people who don't agree with the way you live your life into your country? It's like, of course you have conflict with Islamic terrorists because their whole doctrine is to kind of like kill and rape you for their religious beliefs. You can't have that. There's Haitians that think it's okay to eat your fucking pets because they were raised in an environment where they had to eat dogs and cats and other various fucking critters that they could catch with their bare hands to survive. It's just like you can't have conflicting cultures and expect them to coexist.
It's the coexistence part that's the problem. Like if we need to enforce cultural norms, right? And that's the problem is you have like the UK is another perfect example. You got some guy in prison for 12 years because he shared a cat meme online, but this freaking Afghani refugee rapes a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old and he gets 180 days probation. Like there's no justice in the justice system when you do that kind of stuff. Because what's the archipelago, the communist archipelago. I can't remember the name of the story, but the idea is that if you know better, you deserve more punishment. And this sort of bigotry of low expectations when it comes to third worlders. Like, I don't care if in Afghanistan it's okay for you to fuck a 4-year-old, okay? I don't care what you think. You hurt a 4-year-old, you are not allowed to be out in the public anymore. You don't learn. All right, this isn't a learning experience. This is you are a danger and need to be removed.
You can't really chalk up fucking a 9-year-old to a honest mistake. Like I don't give a fuck if your culture promotes it or not. That's a ass backwards culture, and it doesn't need to be around my children. So, yeah.
To defeat. So like what is more noble, right? And this is like kind of a dilemma, right? Like what is more noble? Is it more noble to win for the sake of good, or is it more noble to fall on your sword and die, but only accept yourself in your way and then just die? Or is it better to play the rules of the game and win? What's moral and what's necessary aren't the same. Yeah, exactly. But my point is, regardless of which way Nick Shirley goes, if he goes the emotional angle and he riles people up and he says like, look at this fucking shit, look at these nice ass fucking cars that these people have. You're a fucking citizen of this country, and look at these fucks. Look at these fucks that came here from another country and they abuse our system to like get all this nice shit. Look at this shit. That's necessary. You see what I mean? People are not just heart. People are not just brains. They're not just logic. People are also their heart. So like that anger, like that fucking righteous anger that you have, like, what the fuck? I work my ass off and you're telling me the government is fucking around with my money and giving it to people that aren't even citizens, not giving it to people that are refugees. I was fucking born here. What the hell? That's also important. Do you see what I mean? So when like I criticize like the thing, it's from my own angle, but it doesn't mean that it's not. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Does that make sense? Just because it's illogical doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. There's a lot of nuance there, right? It's a complex thought. None of that was illogical though. No, some of it was definitely emotional manipulation.
But like generally speaking, like if you're a born and raised American citizen, and you know, you work all your life and you pay into these tax systems, and you find out that all your hard-earned taxes are going towards supporting people who came here illegally and don't work and get to live better lifestyles than you do because they're illegal and brown, and you're like, you know, a fucking American citizen and you work like 40 to 80 hours a week just to survive, like that shit should piss you off. Your whole entire life should not be a battery for stupid people to live comfortable lives, when you instead should be living a comfortable life in your own country, in your own home, with your own things, instead of having to rent everything and rent a home and finance your next grocery shopping trip.
I think I'm pretty anarchist when it comes to taxes, and the thing about taxes is that
Taxation is theft.
yes, but people always complain. They always say things like, "This isn't what I pay taxes for," or "My taxes shouldn't go for this," or whatever. And I'm like, or they'll say, "I'm willing to pay more taxes if it means that X, Y, or Z can happen." And my opinion is always, you don't understand what taxes are. You don't get a choice. That's the whole point of taxes. A man with a gun points it at your head and says, "Give me your money or you die." And people just, because it's divorced from them directly, it's done through 3 layers of abstraction, they don't understand that. So they think they're making a choice. They think they're contributing. They think that they have influence. You don't. Taxes are just polite muggings. Stop pretending like you have a decision or influence over how it works.
Illusion of society has really kind of removed the fact that forced doctrine is kind of like the only thing that runs the world, right? The only thing that enshrines your rights is men with guns. The only thing that enshrines your laws are men with guns. The only thing that enforces your laws are men with guns. Like everything boils down to, at the end of the day, is forced doctrine.
Which is why I can't trust anyone who wants you disarmed. Like this is why I have a fundamental revulsion of any of these sort of gun control kind of arguments. This idea that oh, we can't have guns on the streets because then there'll be shootings. I'm like, have you seen Chicago? Like, we just had a drive-by shooting in Toronto. We don't have guns up here, but you think fucking that stops anybody?
Yeah,
No. Everybody should have a gun because there are more good people than there are bad people. And if you have more good people with guns, the balance of power shifts back to the righteous. And most people just want to be left alone. I remember seeing a meme once where it was a woman who was carrying a gun, and she said that I don't carry a gun because I want to hurt anybody. I carry a gun to ensure that every single one of my actions is consensual, that I choose to do whatever I do. The gun is to stop other people from taking away my consent. And that's, quite frankly, the whole point of being armed.
Exactly. It's to prevent other people from steamrolling you.
And that's why I get so frustrated with these people who argue about consent this, consent that, affirmative consent laws. Oh, she was drunk, so you raped her, that kind of shit. I'm like, consent applies to everything, not just sex. Okay? It applies to government control, it applies to traffic lights, it applies to interactions with your neighbors, it applies to everything. Consent is the fundamental basis of Western morality, even in religion, right? Like, Christ doesn't make you a Christian. You have to choose him, right? It's consent that's important.
Exactly. Like, having all this shit, like, kind of thrust on you at birth without any type of, like, knowledge or consent to it is just kind of, it's no bueno. It's even worse that, like, kind of, it's not taught to you. Nobody tells you how all this shit works. So you just have, like, this fucking, delusional, fucking, self-constructed, kind of dream of, like, how reality and how the world actually works.
And the fact that everything is always reduced down to force. Like, Stefan Molyneux likes to talk about peaceful parenting and how he likes to say that if the entire planet didn't hit their kids for 5 years, 20 would not have any war. We would not have any problem with conflict because people would learn that authority comes from consent. It comes from cooperation. It doesn't come from violence. But you hit kids. You hit your kids. You're teaching those kids that violence is the source of authority and that you submit to that authority. And that is why you grow up with people saying, wear the mask, say the thing, or I'm going to hurt you. Because it's the violence, it's the force, the power that is important to them and not the principle behind it.
That's the thing, though. If you leave it up to a choice like that, like, I feel like you gotta have, like, the threat of force behind some of the shit. Because if you leave it all up to that and up to the individual, people are just gonna do whatever they want, right? Like, even if you have all that shit in place, like, people are still gonna rape, people are still gonna, steal and murder, and even if it is up to the individual to defend themselves, like, the shit's still gonna happen, right? Like, people are still gonna do whatever they want. Like, people are gonna be bigger and stronger than others, and it's just how it is. It's like how people naturally act.
Right, but that's why guns are a thing. That's why self-defense is a thing. Guns are the great equalizer. A gun will stop rape in an instant, right? And the thing is that it ensures that every interaction a person has is voluntary. You can't rape somebody if they're shooting you for it, right?
It also rids the world of a fucking issue in one fell swoop instead of having taxpayer-funded trials and jail time and all that shit.
I remember hearing Ted Nugent say once that he hates repeat offenders. He likes dead offenders, and I can't say I agree with him more because you see it's always the same, like 2% of the population that commit all the crimes. Look at what what's his Bukele did, right? You're a gang member, in prison you go. Doesn't matter who you are. If you've committed a crime, you're a gang member, you're in prison. And the crime rate in El Salvador, El Salvador, dropped from like 40% to 0 in a month.
Yeah,
because you put the criminals in prison, there's nobody. It's always the same 5 people doing it. You get rid of those 5 people, and the other 95% of the people can live their lives. And that's why you try to rape somebody and they shoot you for it, you're not going to try raping anybody else.
Exactly. Even if you happen to survive the encounter, like, you will definitely think twice before doing it again.
Yes, that's the other beauty of concealed carry is every single criminal right now knows that their victim is powerless. If you put the doubt in their mind, is this guy's $20 in his wallet worth me getting shot? Make them make that choice. Make them take that risk. And the thing is, you can defend other people. You see a little old lady on the side of the street being mugged by some dude, you can help her. And you have a gun, even if she doesn't, right? Help people. Good people with guns will solve the problem.
That was kind of like the original kind of point of the Second Amendment, is to be able to be armed and ready for kind of any situation where somebody would tread on another or yourself. So I understand why more people aren't kind of gung ho about it. Like gun ownership is really the only thing that separates you from them.
It's because they're fearful. They grew up in a world where violence is the source of authority and not um, principle. And because of that, anybody with a gun is inherently doing so to threaten them. You know what I mean? Like, the only reason you want a gun is so that you can hurt people. The only reason, like, that's why thieves always think you're stealing, and cheaters always think you're being infidelitous, and rapists are always worried about it. They project their worldview onto everything around them. And that's why people who have good opinions or good expectations of other people are surprised when they behave badly. You know? Oh, people are just generally good. Let's all these people into our house. Oh, it's a poor homeless person who needs a meal. Bring him into your house, and then you find half your shit missing and your daughter's been murdered. Like, people project their expectations onto others rather than understanding what that person's life is. And that's all part of the levels of consciousness as well, right?
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is like with the levels of consciousness, like a lot of people don't even really understand that. So they don't understand that like some human beings are vibrating at a literal different frequency than they are, right? Like your perception of events can be a lot higher than the person you're interacting with, and that's like a really dangerous thing, and people really need to be more educated on that.
Yeah, it's quite often you'll see people who are well informed and educated and intelligent will be able to look at an event or have a discussion or hear an argument and be able to process the 17 layers of context behind it. Whereas the dumb moron TikTokers will look at that same argument and just read the argument. They'll just read the statement and they won't understand all the processing behind it. And so you'll often find situations where people of varying people of varying levels of intelligence will talk past each other because they're not capable of, like, the dumb people can't smarten up to understand the way the smart person is talking, and the smart person doesn't realize that the person they're talking to is a moron and doesn't dumb down their language because they're not condescending jerks. And you find that discourse all the time, that somebody who quite literally doesn't understand that other people have thoughts. They don't have object permanence. They don't understand that other people are individual, agents in their own autonomy. They won't understand the logic behind the arguments you're making because the arguments you're making rely on that fundamental basis in reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Even first person examples, like me being in the position I am with work, I do a lot of kind of like middleman like security stuff. Like I'm usually the person who has to like interact with people who are like causing problems and stuff. You can almost tell by like looking at like certain people like where their consciousness level lies, right? And like even further, like when you get into like just the most basic conversation with people, you can tell that like you're just talking to a intellectual brick wall when you deal with some of these people. And it's not hard. Like you can just suss these people out if you're not just like a total retard, or you just accept that some people just are weird, right? Like, it's always like that. Like you're talking to somebody and you just realize that they're fucking off,
Yeah.
or you're not quite getting at them. Like you're talking through them or past them, not really like to them.
You can usually see the light go out of their eyes when they're just glazing over too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's always frustrating.
Unfortunately, you see it a lot in like certain I guess we'll just use the word stereotypes. Like it's always like the crackheads or third worlders or fucking like just kind of younger moronic types.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is like I said with the TikTok generation, people aren't concentrating on developing their minds or learning how to be better, you know, and we don't have a society anymore. We don't have people are so divorced from survival that they don't encounter situations that require them to grow mentally. They can stay at level 3 their entire lives and not have to worry about dying, right? Because
Yeah.
we have created a society that encourages or makes not encourage encourages isn't the right word, makes it safe for those people not to improve themselves. And so that's why you end up like Homass says, you end up with a society that has 10% level 6s at the top who think that they're making a beautiful society, and they're forcing everybody else to stay at level 3 because levels 4 and 5, you know, there's no point to become level 4 or 5 because level 3 is enabled by the level 6s. And those of us who have surpassed beyond level 6, the 7, 8s, and 9s, they're sitting in the corner pulling their hair out, or they've gone to the top of a mountain to become a religious guru, one of the two.
That's something that I've always like said too. I was like, how a lot of these people like wouldn't survive a societal collapse. Like they're so used to being able to go to the grocery store to find food, or have water out of the tap, or just have heat sources and clothing and blankets and various fucking luxuries available to them at like the push of a button, or like the turn of a corner. A lot of these people wouldn't know how to feed themselves or water themselves, or survive without all of these societal bumper rails.
Yeah, like Tim Pool says it too. He talks about these people think milk comes from the grocery store. Kyle Kalinski's flying in his airplane. He looks down and he sees a bunch of farms and he goes, "Oh, I wonder what makes those little squares on the ground. I wonder why they do that." Like these people are freaking so divorced from reality that their opinions shouldn't matter. If you don't know where that fruit grows on trees, you shouldn't be eating the fruit.
Exactly. That kind of like harkens to some of the arguments that I have about voting rights, man. Like I feel like you really shouldn't be able to vote on something if you don't understand what you're voting on, right? Like if your opinion has to be recorded, like it should be a educated opinion, right? Like if you have no idea what the fuck Roe versus Wade actually was, and like the things that it actually affected, like your opinion on it shouldn't matter.
Don't even start me on Roe versus Wade. Every time I saw somebody say, "Oh, they're taking away our right to an abortion," I'm like, "That's not what Roe
What
said.
fucking right?
That's not what Roe said. Roe said it's not up to the states and its privacy issues. That's all Roe said. Overturning it just returned it back to the state. Like these are the Phil Labonte loves to say that fewer people voting is always better, and I agree with him because I have found that the vast majority of people don't have the knowledge or the interest in being sound voters. That's why this voting ID is right. If you can't even bother getting an ID, you have no business being near a voting booth.
Right.
And if you are accepting government grants, right? If you're on the dole, you shouldn't have an opinion either, or you shouldn't have a vote either, because you're just going to vote yourself more of other people's stuff, right? Like, don't do that. Net taxpayers who are smart enough to get an ID, you guys get to vote. Everybody else, shut up or leave.
And it kind of like it flashes back to the whole like everybody kind of has like manufactured opinions kind of thing too, like the whole like herd mentality. My friends think this way, so I think this way, just to appease my friends.
Well,
All
I
of
mean,
those
I've
people
done that
shouldn't
too.
fucking vote.
In this very conversation, I've alluded to Tim Pool's opinions and Phil Bonte's opinions and Holmath's opinions. Sometimes when you hear an opinion that's good, you adopt it, right? If you can't
For sure.
defeat it, you can't defend it, or can't argue against it. Those are the opinions you should be adopting.
Well, you shouldn't be locked in place intellectually either. If you find if you have an opinion and then you find another opinion that bypasses your opinion or elevates your opinion and you can't evolve your way of thinking, like that's just that's dumb. Everybody should be able to kind of like make that cognitive leap and just accept the fact that like maybe your original thought wasn't as great as you thought it was, and now you have a better avenue to roll down.
Yeah, be able to change your opinion based on new information.
And a lot of people get boxed into that too, because a lot of people get made fun of for being wishy-washy or fucking flip-flopping. But I mean, like, as long as it's like an actual genuine change, right, an educated metamorphosis, like I don't think it really should be clowned on too much.
I think people, when they make fun of that kind of stuff, it's because it's not the changing of the opinion that's they're objecting to. It's the motivation behind the change of opinion. Generally, when you see people calling someone wishy-washy, it's usually because of audience capture or because they got pushback. It's not because of any particular adherence to a principle or new information that they've accepted. Like that meme, the meme where it's like, where it's the guy who's talking about, when I've got no principles. If a pretty girl tells me something, I'll believe her. And then that pretty girl goes, you really shouldn't do that. And he goes, you know what? You're right. Like, that's what it is.
That's what I'm getting at. Shit, let's move on with the video. We got about like 10 minutes of it left. And then like after this video, we'll probably wrap up. Because we've been on for like 3 hours. My ass hurts.
Just being real, let's be honest here. Not all of it.
I just need a cushion for my chair.
Was like, there was a lot of things in there that were like, there's a lot of plausible deniability, and it was like not even close to like standard for like in terms of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that like these things were happening. There were a lot of logical jumps, exactly what Math for Fun said. But again, I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm saying that we need that too. Because how many of you guys saw that and you were riled up from it? You were like, man, these fuckers. Everybody was, right? That's my secret leaf for them, always riled up. My favorite quote comes across Skyrim when the dragon Parthenax says, what is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort? I haven't played Skyrim, but that's a good one. Are you Goku or Vegeta? You know what's funny about that is the funny thing is I think a lot of people would say that Vegeta was cool, but Vegeta killed millions of people.
Oh yeah, and he was
killed
cool
more people
for
than
it.
Hitler. Dude, when he was like 30 Hitlers. No, way more than 30 Hitlers. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, like think about the population of a planet and how many planets he's killed. Like, that's crazy. Like, but yeah, like, thinking about the whole thing, it's important. It's important to have passion. It's important to be riled up. We need our own spellcasters on our side as well. The problem, to be honest, is our side is just too gay. We're just too gay. We keep fucking fighting each other. Our Karens are kind of worse than the other side, actually, when you think about it. It keeps making me think about, like, Andrew Wilson and how, like, people that are on, like, are people that are on, like, the right, the conservative side, keep going after Andrew Wilson because he smokes and that he does alcohol and he says naughty words. It makes me think of that. It's like he's literally fighting every fucking day against the biggest degenerates you've ever seen. Like the biggest fucking pieces of shit. He's fighting them constantly, like by himself, sometimes against 5 people at a time. And then you have like, you have like people on our own side being like, oh my God, but he said a bad word. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? These people are child sacrificing freaks. And you're telling me, you're wagging your finger at me because I said fuck? Like, are you kidding me right now?
We have casters, deal with that shit. Like, we have files and files of proof that these people are like a satanic cult. Like, let's just purge them. There's no need to debate with that type of shit.
Myron and Nick Fuentes and like, are they like the wizards, the sorcerers? Conservative side. Oh, jeez. Ah, fuck. Fuck me, man. That sucks. Nick is the ranger. You want to know another thing, though? I was talking to somebody about, and you know who you are, I'm not going to mention, but we shouldn't be slaves to ideology either. Like, I've said this before in like a less concise way, but we shouldn't be slaves to our own ideology. Like, we shouldn't, our own ideology shouldn't be used to like make us have a bad result, I think. It's like a good example of like, remember how I said before, you can be communist / socialist within your own family, right? Like the way that you treat your own family, like your ideology is like that, right? Like, you're not gonna like harp on like, you know, if you have a family member that like you care about, like say a brother, sister, mom, dad, that doesn't have the means, they don't have the capability, but like, you know, you take care of them anyway, right? We should apply that on like a grander scale. Like freedom for us, right? For us and our people and the people that have the same sort of beliefs that we do. But if people want to join us, we can't give them the same freedom, to be honest, like right away. Immigration, for instance, right? You can't apply the same rights to them right away. Go full Rome on them. Yep. Being a slave to ideology is the fastest way of, I don't know. It's just kind of, we need a more well-rounded attack, I think. We need a more well-rounded party. We need the right balance of tanks, the right balance of DPS, the right balance of like all the different classes, controllers. We need that. Like everybody has a place, I think. And even if we don't agree with them, right? Building a coalition and like being like only the people that only the people in my specific town, like my city, only the people in my city. That's it. I don't need allies in other cities. That's how you lose. Because you have to think about the left. They're like a fucking empire. They're like a fucking empire. Like they're all fucking lockstep. Like every single one of them. There's only like small pockets of them that aren't. Like a fucking hive mind. You know what I mean? If we hold up to our pride to be like, this is like our ideology, fuck everyone else like that believes in like most of what I believe in, like if it's my way or the highway, you're just gonna be outnumbered and you're just gonna die. Like we need more balance, I think. That's what I think. Y'all need to abandon conservatism in favor of nationalism. I don't get anti-nationalism, to be honest. I don't understand it. You prefer the word patriotism? It's like the same thing basically, right? I mean, I don't know.
Logical arguments won't get us where we want to be. It takes correct emotional application of not even the whole fact to influence the crowd to get to the good outcome.
It's both.
People are emotional beings, not logic robots like us. Spellcasting be important.
It depends. It depends. So logic appeals to the... Here's how to explain it. You can't have an army that only has the
One
most
of the things that I
highly
really
effective
appreciate
people.
about
Logic works
Leaflet
better on
is
the
that
high...
she has this ability to take complex ideas and then she can use a gaming metaphor that perfectly matches that complex idea, but appeals to the people who don't have access to that complex idea, if that makes sense.
She has a way of kind of gamifying really advanced subjects. That's part of the reason why I've always liked her, because like I'm sure you can tell, but like I'm kind of retarded. So she puts a lot of these concepts in examples that I can kind of understand and then like work out for myself.
Well, like the line that she just said about you need to have a well-balanced party. You need to have tanks, you need to have healers, you need to have DPS. And if you don't have a right mix, you don't beat the boss. That's not just about games. That's a metaphor for life, right?
Exactly.
Like you need the people who go out and challenge. You need the guys on the walls. You need the guys inside with the fields, right? You need the guys who are tending the sheep. Like you need a variety of skills. And the whole problem with the right is that the right is they're not joiners, right? They're not hive minds. They're all disparate and they're just allied, but they're not united. And because of that, you know, you run into that situation where one little thing that you disagree with somebody else is something that you will argue with or argue about, right? And in general, I mean, yeah, you believe in Christ, that's great. I don't believe in Christ, that's also great. But that doesn't mean you and I have to fight over whether or not the tranny over there can cut a kid's dick off.
Exactly.
Because that we can agree on.
That's why I like nationalism more than like any other ism, because like it just brings everybody unified under one banner, you know, like whatever country you're from with whatever culture and laws and like religious stuff you have. And the thing about America is like it's all about like patriotism and kind of like communalism, I guess you would say, and kind of just being at peace with the people in your country, like no matter kind of like what they believe for the most part. Like we're all Americans, we might have differing opinions, but at the end of the day, we're all under the red, white, and blue.
Well, I think nationalism is a reaction to an external threat. And the US in particular, and the Western world in general, hasn't really been under threat since World War II, right? Like now, the Islamic world is clearly demonstrating itself as a threat with hostile intent. And people have just, they don't understand that. They don't recognize that. And because of that, that's why nationalism has failed. In the 50s, every house had an American flag hanging outside, right? People were like, fuck you, America, right? People were like that. And now it's a caricature. Now it's a meme. People make fun of, you got an American flag, you must be a Confederate Nazi, right?
Well, when I was a kid,
What's a
we still
Confederate?
stood and fucking pledged allegiance to the flag in school. Like, I remember I was in school when they started kind of like phasing that shit out, and I was like, why? Like, what's the point of not? And they were like, well, we have other people from other countries here, and I was like, so if they're here in our country, they should be, Americans, right? And like
Those are the
even
first
young at
people who
that,
should be pledging allegiance to your
that's what
flag,
I was
right?
saying. I
Not
was
the
like,
last.
they're here for a reason. They left their countries because their countries sucked and America's great, and they came here for the safety and security and luxury that America has to offer. Like those are like the only people that should really be standing for the Pledge of Allegiance is the people who need to pledge their fucking allegiance.
I think that, like Holy Ball says, religion has a similar problem, right? I mean,
All the fractured denominations of Christianity and all the different fucking sects. It's every religion too. Like even Judaism has like a whole bunch of different sects and cults in it. Same with Islam, it has a whole bunch of different sects and cults in it. It's all nothing's unified anymore because the people, the powers that be, have done everything they could to take every individual concept of government, faith, and society and bash it down into all these little cubisms to separate everybody into little boxes so that nobody has any type of unified thought process anymore. So nobody could possibly stand against the agendas at play.
I think that's just human nature, though. Without a external force to, like, I mean, Orthodox and Catholics have been fighting each other for 2,000 years or 1,800 years or whatever, right?
And the only thing that
But
brought
they
them
still
together was
united
the
for their
fucking
crusade,
the threat of Islam and the Crusades. Like,
right? And it was the abuse of that power that led to the Protestant Reformation, because the Catholics just couldn't stop being evil, or the papists couldn't stop being evil, and
I was
it
gonna say
drove
there,
the.
even in Catholicism, there's like that huge freaking schism to where like a lot of like real Catholics don't even like recognize the Pope because like that whole like thing with the church is it's just like a cult at this point. They're essentially Jesuits.
But yeah, the point is that nationalism is a reactionary situation. It's not organic. It's like your family matters, your village matters less, the town you're from, like, or the country you're from matters even less than that, and the world doesn't matter at all. It's once you're under threat that the value of those more abstract relationships increase in importance. And that's why nationalism, I think, is seen as a dirty word now, is because it's not the West hasn't really been under threat for almost 100 years now.
I feel like we've been under significant threat for like a good while. Like ever since I was a little boy, we've always been at war. There's always been motherfuckers chanting death to America. There's always been people saying America sucks, this, that, and the other. Like it's threats. It's just not open threats anymore. The medium of warfare has changed. It's essentially like Bolshevik warfare at this point. It's a whole bunch of snakes and subverters trying to kind of just have their way while everybody's distracted fighting amongst each other.
Plus, it's abstract. I mean, we're fighting them over there, so we don't have to fight them here. Look how well that worked out, because now we are fighting them here, and nobody's prepared for it.
Yeah, it's gonna suck when shit hits the fan and all these sleeper cells and fucking bad actors start doing what they're gonna do. A whole lot of people aren't really prepared for it.
It's one of two things are going to happen. Either the West is going to collapse, or you're going to see a massive race war. You're going to see civil wars break out everywhere, where anybody who clearly isn't, of your creed is going to get massacred outside, and you're just going to see that those are the two options. Because you're not going to be able to convince the Islamists to go back to Mecca, right? They are here to destroy your civilization and to take it over. And you have two options. You either submit or you resist. What are you going to do? And I think resistance is unlikely, unfortunately, because we have a lot of people on our side, air quotes, who are allied with them. And it's really unfortunate because you're going to end up in a situation where, quite frankly, some dad finds his daughter being molested and murders the guy, gets put in prison, and the community goes, hey, that guy should not be in prison, right? How many times does that have to happen before the community storms the prison and frees those guys? Turns on the cops, right? What does the U.S. need for their V for Vendetta moment, right? For them to realize that the government is against them, is sacrificing them for their own personal gain.
I feel like we've kind of already had like several V for Vendetta moments, and it's really just like kind of a matter of time before shit erupts. Like I think people are still really sour about Charlie. I think people are really just kind of observing I don't know what's the word. We're trying to see how the trial goes, right? Before any harsh actions are taken against any party or government or ideology. The whole murder of Irina Zarutska on the subway, and there's that fucking one Islamic black guy that ran over a whole bunch of old ladies and children at a Christmas parade a few years back, and it's always like the same song and dance with these people. They're always radical, like fucking race extremists or Islamics, and it's really just like only a matter of time before people are just like, you know what, fuck all these people, and like another crusade happens, essentially, like just an internalized American crusade where people are just committing violence and burning down fucking Islamic temples and shit like that, and it's not gonna be fun.
No. And the thing is I know several Muslims, and the more they learn about Islam, they go one of two directions. They either become jihadis or they become apostates. There's no such thing as a moderate Muslim who's well educated about Islam.
Like, the thing is, you can't trust any of those people because, like, even if they say they're moderate, like, they still have, like, whatever beliefs they were raised in with their family, right? So, at the end of the day, they're either going to side with their family or they're going to fucking pretend to side with their family just so they don't get fucking raped and murdered.
People don't realize that taqiyya is a thing. But yeah, Holy Ball makes a good point too, that the idea of nobility is a real handicap. Sometimes you need Section 31, like the old Section 31.
Really got the point of like nobility and chivalry. Like if people are doing egregious shit to you, I think it should be mighty okay to kind of do the same. Well, not the same shit back, but respond appropriately.
End the threat. Nobility is when you don't have to do it. You're not in a survival situation. If somebody is currently stabbing you, like you're being stabbed, stabbing them back is probably okay. It's not noble to be like, yes, I'm tough enough to stand here and be continuously stabbed.
It's fucking retarded is what it is. Like, me personally, like, I would have no problem blowing somebody's brains out if I saw them trying to rape somebody or kill somebody. Like, it's just a human duty to protect those unable to protect themselves and weaker than yourself. have this power, and you can choose to either be a sack of shit and use your power to oppress people, or you can use your power to protect people. Turn the other cheek is really misrepresented because on the same fucking hand he also says to strike first before people have the chance to strike you. So it's like, what do you do?
That's a point that Nux keeps hammering on. He keeps saying that the whole thing in Iran is a biblical, like, there's kill people who've been hurting you, right? It's okay. It's a biblical concept, right? The prohibition is against murder, not against self-defense. And these fucking terrorists have been causing problems for 50 years. It's okay to go kill them.
And even if it wasn't like entirely biblical, like their whole doctrine is literally just rape and conquer and murder those we don't agree with. Like, you can't abide by that. Like a preemptive strike for a cult that wants to do harm unto you should be acceptable.
Well, see, I reject that framing. I don't think it's a preemptive strike. I mean, quite literally, Iranian forces have been attacking the West for 50 years. People don't realize that American forces in Syria and Jordan have been attacked over 150 times by Iranian forces since October 11th or October 7th. Alone, 150 more attacks. It's
like,
just
we
suck
let a
at
lot
it,
of that
so
shit slide.
Yeah, the America has just been tolerating it and tolerating it and tolerating it, and finally Trump was just like, you know what, I've had enough. You tried to kill me, all right. You've got your sleeper cells inside my country shooting my citizens. You literally told me in your negotiations that you have enough weapons grade plutonium to make 11 bombs. You just don't have the missiles yet. Like, I mean, you are clearly intent on murdering us all, and I have the power to stop you, so I'm gonna stop you. And he should
might as well.
And it's so funny when I see people like Liberty Lockdown, Clint Russell, I think his name is, and Dave Smith is a big one right now. And a lot of the sort of like libertarian thinkers are very much like, oh no, not anti-war, I don't like foreign wars, blah 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 blah, Trump lied to us. And I'm like, why are you defending the goat fucking terrorists? Like, why?
People just really don't understand. Everybody's so locked into like that whole like everybody should be able to do whatever they want as long as it doesn't affect me shit, and they don't realize that these people have been like affecting everybody around them for fucking decades. Like especially more so like the actual Iranian people than like anybody else. But I mean, there's always like the outside terrorist attacks. They've been doing that shit for fucking decades as well, all over the fucking globe. But yeah, like these people are not innocent. They're not being bullied. They're not being unjustly fucking came down upon. Like, these people deserve everything they're fucking getting.
The other side of the equation that people keep missing is that the Iranian people aren't Iranian. They're Persian, right? Like, Persia is the culture has been around for 6,000 years. It's almost as old as China, and they're not Muslim. They're Zoroastrian, and their history is way before Islam. Like, the Muslim takeover in 79 or whatever is they're an oppressed people. Like, that's why Iranians are dancing in the streets, right? It's the Palestinians that are torching cities over it, because the Palestinians and the Iranian regime are the same death cult sect of murderous bastards.
Exactly.
Effective people, like in terms of like
And like, do we have to wait until
let's just
Washington
say,
D.C.
like,
goes up in a
the
mushroom cloud
makers, like
before
the
people
that
take
do
the
things,
Iranians seriously?
people that run
Like,
businesses, people
nah, man,
that
I got
like,
no patience for
create
this.
value,
Oh, I mean,
oh, leave my terrorist pedophile alone.
We've already had that moment, bro. They attacked like the heart of American fucking exceptionalism. They attacked New York City on September 11th, 2001. They flew planes into an icon of the skyline. They attacked like a direct American icon. The only thing worse they could have done is bomb the Statue of Liberty, but there would have been no fucking collateral damage there besides an old statue. But that, they attacked our military center too with the Pentagon, and I think there was an attempt to fly like to DC, but that plane was like shot down or something.
No, it wasn't. Okay, this is actually really. You're talking about Flight 57 or 97, I think it was. The people on the plane realized that they were being hijacked for a terrorist strike.
Yeah, they took the plane back and then crashed
it. Back and like crashed it on purpose, so it couldn't fly into the White House or whatever it was headed for.
Either way, still those things like happen. Like that should have been everybody's like come to Jesus moment with fucking Islamic terrorists. Like
Yeah, but it was 20 years ago. People don't remember that.
And I was a 5-year-old boy when that shit happened, and I wanted to go kill me some rackheads.
Amounts of it, like Elon Musk, for instance, right? He's like kind of a hero unit. Like having Elon Musk on your side is like huge because like he has a lot of money, a lot of resources. He creates a lot of shit. He makes shit out of nothing. Like he's highly effective as like a individual, right? And you need logic appeals to people like that generally, especially on the conservative side. Like on the left, it's a little bit like kind of a little mix of the two, right? However, you still need to appeal to the broad swath of people, which are mostly
rebuild the
emotional.
culture from the
That's
bottom
not to say
up.
that there aren't logical people in that group, but there's a higher percentage of emotional people. And it's like I said, like abandoning all of that battlefield because of your pride is stupid. You're essentially fucking yourself. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm interested in winning because I think that the opposing ideology is so fucking dangerous. I feel like we need to win before we can discuss anything else of optimization. Like discussing optimization like right now is like retarded. Thank you, Manipple.
Anonymous donated $13.37. You're the god emperor now.
No.
Sorry, that's the rules.
No, I'm not.
That's imperialist.
Listen, I'm not a lord class, okay? I can't do that. Like, that's not me. I'm like a healer, or maybe at the most you could say I'm like a tactician, but I'm not really like, I'm not lord class. Someone else needs to be Marth, not me. That's just not me. Everyone has a red line they're not willing to cross. Well, I mean, obviously, right? Like if the red line is like fucking killing people and like, you know, like do we join up with fucking Epstein? Like obviously not, right? Like obviously there's a red line we can all agree on, but like let's be real, that's not where we're at. Like we have people saying that like, oh, you can't be in the coalition because you like anime, or even like I'll go so far as to say like you can't even be a part of this if you like hentai or porn. Like you're just losing like a fuck ton. You can't be a part of this if you swear or if you drink or if you smoke. Like that, like this is a dumb line to like leave. I think it's a dumb line. I think it's a losing line to draw. Marth made allies out of its former enemies, but our former enemies are enemies in a lot of cases. Those enemies that you can make peace with are the enemies that we're fighting right now with ourselves. We're fighting our own.
I feel like we've been past the point of making friends out of enemies. Like I feel like we've absorbed everybody who is like kind of like worth absorbing, and at this point, anybody who like stands against you is just like fundamentally just never really going to be on your side.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that there's no such thing as an undecided voter anymore. You're either a gay race communist or you're a nationalist Nazi freaking, you know, yeah, and.
Yep, there's definitely a line in the sand in this day and age.
It's just this problem with like you're seeing that coalition, the non-gay race coalition cracking right now with Trump and this Iran war and the Charlie Kirk thing, and people like Candace Owens just fucking doing everything they can to split those fractures wider and wider apart. It's ridiculous to me because everybody was aligned against, you know, the gay race communism.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame that entirely on the loss of Charlie Kirk. It was a fucking tragedy, and it definitely made the wheels fall off the bus for sure. He was like the voice of reason that was kind of holding everything together.
Yeah, that's why I really love those memes that were coming out right after he was killed, was that everybody was reacting like, oh, we just need to talk this out, and they're like, no, you killed the guy who tried to talk to you.
No more talking. Always, I thought that was powerful symbolism too. I say that a lot actually in like a lot of my streams. Like, there's no nice guy here. Like you shot the nice guy on a college campus trying to have a polite conversation. I'm not here to be polite with you. I'm here to call you fucking retarded and watch you cry about it.
Yeah, I mean, they shit all over Mitt Romney, you get Donald Trump. You shit all over Jordan Peterson, you get Andrew Tate. You shit all over Charlie Kirk, you get Nick Fuentes, right? Like, congratulations.
You take out the better option, and eventually you're gonna have like the nuclear option.
And the thing that's crazy to me is that the people on the other side don't realize that what they've been doing is culling the moderate voices on our side. You know what I mean?
They really have been.
Like,
they've been pushing us more extreme, and it's not even really they're pushing us more extreme. They keep moving further away from the center.
well, they've
Makes us
demonstrated
look
that the
extreme.
reasonable response isn't working. The reasonable response has no value. So now, congratulations, you get the wood chipper instead.
I mean, like, that's where we're at. Like, you think it's okay to, shoot our leaders? Gloves are off, you know? Like, what kind of American are you at this point, right? Like, are you the rooftop sniper American, or are you the one that wants to shove all the fucking pedophiles and wood chippers? Like, you got to be one or the other.
I don't know. The rooftop Koreans are my favorite kind of Americans.
For sure, for sure. Well, that's the end of the leaflet video. We had a lot of really insightful conversation with our friend Angry Duck here about his productions and a lot of other vast varying concepts. We've seen some really cool AI videos. I wish the news block could be longer, but I'm kind of out of time for today.
That's what you get for inviting me on my first live stream. All I do is talk.
What happens, and I'll probably ask you to come back if you want to deal with my retardation some more.
Yeah, I'm always down to spread ideas.
Yeah? Well, that being
I'm
said...
always interested in talking to people who are willing to listen.
Exactly. Being said, this is our boy Angry Duck. Go ahead and follow him on X, Rumble, and YouTube. You can go ahead and link your channel in the chat. I won't hold it against you.
Oh man, I gotta go find links now?
I should have had it ready. I don't even think I have you on YouTube.
I think most of the people here know who I am.
Everybody knows who you are, but it's still wise to plug while eyes are upon you.
And Rumble is also 79. There's my links. I don't do a lot on Rumble. I just use it to watch shit without ads because I got premium. YouTube is, where everybody hangs out because that's a cool place, but Twix is where I make all my noise. And I linked all my shit on Twix.
Yeah, Twitter X is like the fun zone, to be totally honest. If you guys aren't on X, you're missing a lot of the cool shit.
I was on Twix years and years and years ago when I did a podcast. That's why it's Angry Duck HQs, because their podcast was called Hardly Qualified. And then after we stopped doing the podcast, I didn't do any Twix stuff because it was all gay race communism. And I was on Facebook all the time. But I'll tell you, since I came back to Twix, I don't do anything on Facebook anymore. Sorry, Zuckerberg.
I haven't had social media since like 2019. Essentially, I got all my personal accounts banned for sharing a whole bunch of Joe Biden laptop shit and like QAnon shit and what was the other big thing that was happening?
Oh yeah, the laptop. That was another hoax that turned out to be true.
Oh, I mean, it's almost as if none of them are hoaxes. It's like you have like all these instances where you have like hardcore fucking, you know, visual evidence of these people doing like the most egregious shit, and then it gets put online, and then like one person is like, oh yeah, that's a hoax, and then like all of a sudden that's like public sentiment, and then, you know, all your buddies that were talking about it somehow disappear, and, you know, it just gets memory hold.
Yeah, it's the danger of having centralized social media, is that moderation can really shift the way people react. Like, a perfect example is during the October 7th attacks, TikTok started heavily shifting towards pro-Palestinian stuff. And then Osama bin Laden's propaganda started getting shared by all these accounts, you know, because of, oh, look how this guy knew exactly what was going on, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like you can tell that TikTok has ulterior motives because of the way they're shifting their algorithms, right? And they're all like that. And Facebook, even Twix is like that. Twix tries to pretend, but you know there's moderation, and you know that there's bias, and you know
for sure. I remember back when the original Twitter files dropped, and it showed like how all their algorithms like favored fucking leftist accounts, and were pretty much just like, it pretty much confirmed that Twitter was like just a propaganda arm.
Yeah, it wasn't just that. It was that the Biden White House had a backdoor directly into their moderation team. Like they instead of just telling, hey, get rid of that guy, they just went in and did it themselves, right? I mean, and now that Elon took over, you can see the only reason that we're okay with Twix is because we generally share the biases.
Yep.
And the fact that the biases are opposed to places like TikTok and Blue Sky is a good thing, because there's really no such thing as an unbiased person. Everybody has their own biases, and you want a platform that at least accepts your biases, if not adheres to them.
Everybody should have like their own opinions and shit, and be able to share them freely without being silenced.
That sounds like some Nazi speak there, Al. You better watch out.
Man, nah, man, that's just kind of common sense, you know. Like,
gonna put you on a list.
I'm pretty sure I'm already on several lists.
Man, I wish I knew what lists I was on. I keep seeing that Chud list going around, and the desperately seeking validation part of me is like, why can't I be a Chud? Am I a Chud? I've been blocked by Niara. Can I be a Chud?
Bro, I DM'd the guy, and I was like, look, dude, I'm literally Hitler, and I'm not on that list. Like, I want to put the left in camps. Like, put me on the list. Make a new category for me, and me alone. And he just put me on there as a Chud. I was like, whatever, dude. Long pause. Anyway, guys, with that, I think that's gonna be the end of the stream. Once again, we got the Angry Duck here, one of the homies. Makes good content if you haven't seen it already. I know you just watched it on my stream, but go ahead and give his content a like, share, and subscribe. We love our foul mouthed mallard here.
Oh man, you haven't heard foul mouthed yet. I got some doozies.
It's alright. This stream is completely unfiltered, so next time you come on, feel free to run your mouth.
I was in the army for a while. I got some doozies.
Well, alright, my man. You have a good rest of your day. Everybody else enjoy your days as well. It's been nice hanging out with you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next stream tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. See you there.